Hello again. We are returning to the world of PARANORMASIGHT, the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. And we're just gonna, go hit start the game. And like, the reason I didn't do that before, before starting the stream, is because I'm thinking maybe there'll be some more meta stuff when I do that, you know? No? Okay, just straight into this menu. That's fine though. Are we going with the schoolgirl or the lady? The Onesan or the immortal? I feel like she has the most... I mean, I guess we barely knew her, but she, as I said, she seemed like the most likely to appear as another protagonist. I'm a little more surprised about her. But that still doesn't really sell me on either of them first. But let's go with her first, I don't know. More surprises with her, maybe, I don't know. Yako Sakazaki. Yako Sakazaki searches for the rite of resurrection, hoping to revive her friend who jumped to her death. To get the information she needs, she meets with her classmate Mio Kurosuzu in their classroom at midnight to attempt using a spirit board. We heard about those. Just around midnight. When people got their curses. For whatever reason. That should be everything. Okay, let's start. Ready for this, Yako? I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. High school student Yako Sakazaki. She's a high school student. Yako is a student in Class 2C at Komagata High School, unable to comprehend why her childhood friend and classmate Michio Shiraishi, huh? No wait, that's not the same name. But we heard about her name before. Committed suicide, she attempted to investigate the incident herself. However, she was unable to make any progress and, feeling desperate, invited transfer student Mio Kurosuzu to join her in performing a spirit board ritual. Born and raised in Honjo, Sumida City, Yako's family has owned and operated the beloved candy shop Sennoya since its establishment in the early Showa era. So maybe Tsutsumi? Yeah, Tsutsumi. Visited their shop. Might be relevant or not. Despite her modest appearance, Yako is a cheerful and vivacious young woman with a sense of duty and compassion so strong that she is easily moved to tears. She's also a bit quick-tempered and quarrelsome, always prepared to stand up against those who harm her family or friends. It is possible, however, that this readiness to fight is more driven by an innate love of chaos. Yako's winning streak against arrogant boys and scraps since she was a child remains unbroken, and is the source of considerable stress for her mother. Now, man, you go, girl. Alright, let's start. Wow. This is the spirit board. This is how we'll be communicating. First, we'll both put a finger on the 10 yen coin that's on the board. Want me to do it like that? Like this? Just like that. Relax your finger as much as you can. Now for the chant. Repeat what I say, okay? Oh, spectre of the spirit board, please visit us. Your turn. I mean, let's take this seriously, right? Spectre of the spirit board. But there's no O. Where's the O? Oh. Oh, wait. Wait, did the first one have a typo too? But it was the only one that said spectre, so... I don't know, spectre of the spirit board. That one seems right. Please visit us, I think. Spectre of the Spirit Board, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Good. Please tell us if you are there. Am I supposed to move it? No, I didn't do anything. Whoa. Whoa, it really moved. Yeah, and I'm sure Mio had nothing to do with it. Looks like we succeeded in the summoning. We can ask questions now. Right, questions. Start with a question you know the answer to and see the response. Then, when you know your questions are being answered truthfully, you ask what you really want to know. Okay, let's start with something simple. What is this girl's name? Fine, what is the name of the girl across from me? M-I-O. Mio, yeah, see? It even used that weird character you used to spell your name. That's probably a Japanese exclusive thing that they didn't care to properly localize. How flattering. Mio Kurumido, Kurosuzu. Psychic girl. Also question mark for Curse Echo, so she might have one eventually. Mio transferred to Class 2C at Komagata High School about 2 months ago. Although she is an extremely mild-mannered young woman, she exudes a somewhat off-putting dark aura, which makes it difficult for her to form friendships. Mio has, however, found a friend in her classmate Yako Sakazaki, and has begun opening up to her little by little. The truth of the matter is that Mio is the apprentice of a famous psychic. Possessing exceptional spirit sense, she takes on the troublesome task of surreptitiously handling spiritual disturbances that break out in schools across Tokyo before they become a problem. She transfers schools frequently as a result, and thus has trouble making human friends. Mio has already solved an incident at Komagata High School involving a female student possessed by a spirit. Although she takes efforts to hide her spirit sense, many develop an impression that Mio has a deep knowledge of the occult and the paranormal upon first meeting her, leading her to be anxious that her secrets have been exposed. The most common comment she receives is that she seems to get along well with crows and black cats. That's nice. Black cats and crows are cool, especially black cats. I don't know why I gotta clear my throat so much today. I bet. Even the teachers get it wrong all the time. I guess these paranormal beings just tend to take a liking to you. Huh? I don't know how I should feel about that. I guess we'll ask another question that we know the answer to? Because these questions don't seem to have any value to anybody. What is my name? I think I should know the answer to this. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, what is my name? Huh? What's the matter? How strange. What? No? Huh? It told me no? Ah, I bet it means it doesn't know. It may be the Spectre of the Spirit Board, but it doesn't know everything. Really? But it knew your name, Mio. Is the spirit really the real deal? Yes. It's fine. I feel like it's giving me attitude. Something weird about our name, something weird about our identity. I'll ask it again. What is my name? No. It didn't even hesitate this time. Cheh. What is this place? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, where are we? I was thinking we'd just say school, but I guess high school all the way, huh? Wow. OOL. High school. High school, that's right. The answers don't seem to be very precise. Is it really you? What the fuck? Like, oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, are you truly the Spectre of the Spirit Board? What kind of stupid-ass question is that? No. Oh, what? Huh? It said no. Is it lying? Not quite. The Spectre of the Spirit Board is just a temporary name we call them when using the board. We're actually calling a spirit with a strong tie to this place, or one of the people participating. In other words, the spirit that just happened to be nearby just felt like answering. Uh-huh. They don't really think of themselves as the Spectre of the Spirit Board. So, but they still respond to us calling them that. Oh, really? Huh, feels like some of the mystique has disappeared. What? No, let's ask for its name. Do you mind if I call you the Spectre of the Spirit Board? Yes. Okay. Thanks. No, what? We asked if it minded and it said yes. That means we shouldn't call it that, right? Always good to remember to say please and thank you. Alright, it's time to try asking serious questions. Yeah. Who does Mio have a crush on? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, what is the name of the boy Mio has a crush on? Why does it have to be a boy? Hey, you're going to ask that kind of question? Doesn't everyone ask this kind of stuff with spirit boards? Besides, I'm curious. No, let's not do this. No. What? Huh, it said no. Guess that must mean you don't have a crush on anyone. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. No is correct. Let's move on. Maybe it's not a boy. Ah, or maybe... Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, do you mean the boy isn't in our class? Oh, yes. Wow. Hey, stop that. Don't make me exercise you. Oh. If that's the case, then... Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, is it a teacher at our school? Oh, shit. No. That's too bad. Aw, no good, huh? Yeah. Yaku, cut it out already. Who made the effort to sneak in at night? We shouldn't waste time with these questions. You've got a point. Well, the real deal then. Okay, here I go. I'll be serious now. Yes, please. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Did Michio Shiraishi in our class, who died by committing suicide by jumping 1 week ago, really commit suicide? No. Oh my glorbs. So it really wasn't. I'm not surprised. I never believed it from the start. Now's the important part. Yeah. Michio Shiraishi. Kurseko nod, at least not anymore. Michio was a second-year student at Komagata High School. She was found deceased 1 week ago in a back alley of South Warigesui Street, her entire body broken and severely contorted. Police determined that Michio committed suicide by jumping from a nearby apartment building. As there was no suicide note, the police based their conclusion on interviews with Michio's peers. Michio was an honor student with a good head on her shoulders and consistently excellent grades, making her a favorite among the teachers. Although she appeared somewhat reserved, she had a positive outlook on life and a courageous spirit. And yet they think she committed suicide? Michio and Yako formed a long-lasting friendship during his childhood, with Yako's unbending, uncompromising attitude deeply influencing Michio. However, beneath her strong exterior, Michio had been pushing herself too hard and keeping her emotions bottled up, to the point that they had risked overflowing. Following her father's death 3 years ago and moving to a new house, Michio began avoiding Yako. Aww. Although the two remained in the same area of town and attended the same high school, they gradually grew further apart. Yako herself worried for her childhood friend, but incapable of wading into complexities of Michio's home life, kept her distance. The days passed, and though Michio longed to confess everything to Yako, the moment to do so never came. Michio carried an old talisman, a memento of her father, with her at all times. Bummer. Let me drink some water real quick. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Did Michio Shiraishi die in an accident? Yes, huh? So it wasn't murder, that's what you're saying. It said yes. So it was an accident and not a suicide. Michio. Then did she slip and fall from that apartment building? No. Huh? She didn't? What do you mean? Michio didn't die falling from the apartment building? Yes, that's what I just said. What are you doing, dog? No way. If that were true, then why was she lying on the ground like that in the back alley of the apartment building? It was an accident, but not a fall? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, what happened to Michio on that day? Might be hard to answer in just, yeah, like this, you know. Seems like it doesn't know the details. Or it might be too hard to convey on this thing. Then how about, oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board? We want to use that rite of the resurrection to bring Michio back to life. Yeah, suddenly jumping all the way over there. Do you know where the rite of resurrection is? I wonder. What? Huh? Ah! Ah! What is this? Stop, I'm scared, Mio. Calm down, you can't let go before it's over. Oh, stop. Here's the procession. Please stop. Hurt something. So this is the one for the procession, huh? Such deep sorrow, a resentful memory is flowing. Oh wait, such deep sorrow, a resentful memory is flowing into my mind. Fool's procession, those who hear it, all shall fall into the depths of hell. Kill them. Kill them all. Those who hear the sound, kill them all. We have acquired the power of the curse stone, the Fool's Procession. You can use it to kill those who hear the sound produced by the curse echo for more than 30 seconds. Isn't that too similar to the thing that the other guy had? The effect will be negated if you are seen in that time. Oh, okay, so it's just a worse version of that? Press the use curse button to produce the sound. Killed by fatal fall. Oh no, wait, that, yeah, we saw that when first protagonist killed her, that dumbass. Killed by fatal fall, one who hears its music for 30 seconds without seeing the curse bearer. So this is probably how Michio died. But would it still be considered an accident then? I'm not so sure. Omio stood atop the tall festival tower. It was her time to shine, and she was ecstatic. It had been years since she joined the troupe, but she had yet to enjoy her day in the spotlight. She wasn't particularly pretty, nor was she all that talented. As a gossip and loudmouth, she wasn't well liked by her peers. Some of the other girls thought of her as a teacher's pet and bullied her. I don't care about them, she thought. I'll use this chance to make something of myself. Everything was perfect. She wore a beautiful kimono and an okame mask over her face. The stage was set. The accompaniment began. She danced with everything she had. Applause rained down upon her from the crowd. Her breathing hastened with excitement. I've got to catch my breath. That's strange. I can't take my mask off. The smell of glue assaulted her nostrils. Oh, come on. So that's how it is. I knew it was too good to be true. Screams were drowned out by the music as she squirmed and struggled. Omio is giving it her all today. We have to keep up. The crowd livened up even more. No, please, someone help me. She fell from the tower, writhing in pain as she begged those around her for help. The music stopped in time with Omio's heart. That's a prank gone way too far. Jesus, man. Feel bad for her. Even if she was a gossip and whatnot. That's too far. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. No. Kill. Can you hear it, Cursebearer? You so strongly desires that right. You know, every time. At least since, well, no, I guess every time one of them gets one of these, I think back to the questions we answered at the start, or the question, I guess, about, you know, how much we would sacrifice, or, you know, if we would sacrifice people, if we had the option for something like that. You know, I'm sure each, you know, and like the storyteller kind of tells that each, you know, each character has a different philosophy on that. So that, you know, I wonder where she falls. He clearly falls in the, you know, or at least so far, falls into the, you know, I don't need it kind of category, right? Maybe if there was no cost, maybe he would use it. We don't know that yet, but he's definitely not in the I'm gonna kill people to get it, even if it's just a few. At least so far. She clearly, from, you know, she had some blood in her hand, so she's one of the first two where she either doesn't care how much she has to sacrifice or she's fine with some. He is the same as her so far. Well, yeah. Her? Well, she clearly wants to revive her friend. But we don't know how far she wants to take it. Two things to remember. The information they gain from the spirit board suggests that Michio's death was not a suicide. When they continue to press the spirit board for the location of the right of her direction, a curse echo suddenly appears. 1 week ago. Around the time her friend died, isn't it? Oops. Hey, did you hear? Someone from our school committed suicide. What? Really? Who? I heard that, Michio from Class C, right? No, not Michio. No way, Michio? She's been acting pretty strangely lately, but I still can't believe it. You hear about suicides on the news, but for it to happen here, it's a little scary. By the way, isn't there a girl who transferred into Class C recently? Oh, I heard about her. She's gloomy, doesn't stand out much. What does that have to do with anything? Did you know that the school she was at before she transferred also had a suicide? Okay. What, for real? That seems like kinda fishy. Oh man. Oh man. School kids gonna be school kids. Did you know I heard Michio's mom remarried last year? They say her new stepdad is a total jerk. Really? How? How so? Like he'd peek in on her while she changes and couldn't keep his hands off her. I even heard he's an ex-con. If she resists him, he gets violent. That's so scary. No way, I couldn't take that. I'm guessing that is entirely false. I'd probably think about killing myself too if I had to deal with something like that at home. At least I'm hoping that's entirely false. Because yikes. Oh. No, you don't. You guess don't want to gossip? Yes, I do. Did you hear about Michio in Class C? Yeah, seemed like she is a stereotypical honor student in her first year, but she stopped showing up to class and her grades started dropping after her third semester. So she offed herself because her grades were bad? No fair. Just thinking about practice tests makes me want to die too. All anyone cares about is test scores and stuff. Got some really cool people in this school. Ahem, there might be some of you who already know that. A member of our class, Michio Shiraishi, passed away last night. Okay, calm down. I know this comes as a surprise, but please keep quiet. The cause of death is still under investigation, and there's nothing we know for certain at the moment. Detailed investigation reports will come from the police, so please don't go spreading any rumors. Got it? Too late. Too late. We're sending everyone home for today. No dilly-dallying on your way. School will be off tomorrow as well. Hey you, stop celebrating. Show some respect. There will be a memorial service scheduled next week at the school assembly, if anyone wishes to pay their respects individually. Tough stuff. Several days later. Yako? I'm sorry to bug you. It's just, you seem a little different from your usual self. I hope I'm not being a nosy. Thanks, Mio. Let's call her by her first name, like real friends. But thanks, Mio. Was I acting that strangely? Yeah, enough to make me worry. If you want to talk, I'm happy to listen. Yeah, this is perfect timing. There's actually something I want to ask you. Yeah? Michio, I wonder why she had to die. She didn't leave a note or anything, but they announced that it was a suicide. That can't be right. She would never kill herself. Michio was so happy and always looked on the bright side of things. She loved coming to school. I know she was going through some hard times, but for her to kill herself? I never got a chance to speak with her. She was often absent from school, and when she did come in, she looked depressed. You're right. That's why everyone was so willing to accept that she committed suicide. They acted like they cared, but all they did was gossip about it. They put together little pieces of information and spread rumors like it's the truth. Isn't that terrible? Yes, it is. I've heard some that are really awful. In the end, the only reason they are able to say stuff like that is because they aren't personally involved. It's true that she didn't get along with her new stepdad and that her grades went down. But to say things like, how sad, no wonder she killed herself, how dare they? She always told me she was okay whenever I talked with her because I was worried. She would have told me if there was something bothering her so badly she'd kill herself over it. You'd hope that, yeah? Uh-huh. I won't let Michio's death be written off like this. Like, maybe she got caught up in something bad. Something bad? People have been talking about that body found in former Yasuda Gardens, right? Some are saying that this town is cursed or something. Yes, there has been a strange feeling around things recently. Hey, Mio. You know about the Rite of Resurrection, right? Yeah, it's that thing Mr. Araishi apparently discovered and wrote an article about. I doubt there's many people who don't know. He's always talking about it. Do you believe it's real? Huh? Well, it sounds a little too good to be true to me. But on the off chance that it really works, we could bring Michio back to life with it. I want to find it if there's even the slightest chance of bringing back Michio back. But how will you look for it? Right, that's the thing. Maybe the spirit board can help. You know that spirit board thing that everyone's been doing? Where you summon a spirit and ask it whatever you want? Ah, yeah, I know it. I want to try it out. There's something I want to know. Why are you telling me this? I mean, you seem like the type to know about this stuff. Oh, do I? Yeah, you look like you're really into that occult stuff. You know, you've got that kind of gloomy look. Huh, I don't know how I should feel about that. But you do know how to do it, right? Well, yes, I think I probably know a little more than most. Okay, please help me. You're my only hope. Please? The thing you want to ask, is it? Yeah, I want to know about the truth behind Michio's death. And where the Rite of Resurrection is at. I see. I don't know if getting the answer to those questions will be as easy as you hope. Please, the teachers and police aren't any help, and there's only so much I can do alone. If there's even the slightest chance, then... Well... Okay, if that would really make you feel better, then I'll help. Yes, thank you, Mio. Okay then, tomorrow after dark. Case notes regarding the suicide of Michio Shiraishi. Cause of death, body discovered 1 week ago, died from full body blunt force trauma in an alley off South Wadayasui Street. Believed to have fallen from the roof of a nearby apartment complex, but apparently that didn't happen. Potential motives. The deceased's parents had recently remarried, and rumors among the students suggested physical abuse by her stepfather. Let's hope that's not true. But if it is, then let's kill that fucking dead dude. May constitute motive for suicide. Back here we are, with our new superpower of death. Huh? Oh, are you awake, Gecko? Yeah, what happened? You can't remember? Let's see, we used the spirit board and I suddenly heard something, like this weird voice. And then I passed out? Yes, as far as I can tell, you weren't experiencing any negative effects, or aren't. I think it was just a mild shock from how sudden it was. Huh. Was everything okay with the spirit? Yep, it was almost bad, but I got it to leave. More importantly, what is that thing you have in your hand? In my hand? Whoa, what the heck is this? It looks so freaky. When did I get it? The Fool's Procession. Oh, there's so much anger and hatred held within it. It looks a little like tools that were used for ancient curses. What a coincidence. What? That's so scary. Yako, you just said you heard a strange voice, right? Could you tell me what you heard? Anything you can recall? I think it might be connected to that object. Let's see. It felt like I was at the bottom of a dark place. Then this voice felt like it was echoing in my head. Seems like we're being honest with her, which I appreciate. After that, I just kept shouting, "Kill them!" I see, thank you. Yako? I think you may have exactly what you need in order to use the rite of resurrection. Well, from what we've seen, fulfilling the thing where you fill up your curse tool, it doesn't exactly lead to resurrection. At least not, not without you dying too. A curse with the power to take people's lives and turn them into soul drakes. What? You mean this is a real curse? You know more than we even thought. I know I said I wanted to use the rite of resurrection to bring back Michio, but why? Why me? It makes no sense. Yako, please calm down and listen. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry about panicking. No, it's okay. Fear is something we feel in the face of the unknown. Long ago, people would give names to phenomena they couldn't understand in order to live with it. Huh? However, modern-day developments in science and culture have pushed for the rejection of things that can't be measured. And so the paranormal has been treated like it doesn't exist. Is that why? Sure. But they've been around since a long, long time ago. If you just understand, you can see that there's nothing to be afraid of. First, calming down is the most important. Accept reality for what it is. Huh. I only really gave this stuff a shot because it was popular, but you really do have a connection with this stuff, don't you? Well, I suppose to an extent. Hey Mio, what do I do? Where do I start? Am I cursed? Am I going to die? It's okay, I'll take care of the curse. Will you? That's why I'm here in the first place. What? Trust me. I'll take care of things, it'll be alright. Thanks. I was the one who dragged you along to do the spirit board. It's fine, you're desperate to find a way to try and help your friend. But spirit boards are dangerous, you have to take them seriously. So I'm glad you invited me. Alright, let's review everything we've learned so far and think of how to move forward. Okay? Well, we don't even know much about the mysteries. I mean, I guess we might because we live in the area, but let's talk about the matter at hand first. What is this curse? Am I cursed? Well, I've only looked into it a little, but I wouldn't quite say you're cursed. It's more like you've gained the ability to use the power of a curse. So there shouldn't be any kind of negative paranormal effect on you. The power of a curse? Do you mean this curse stone? Yes, if the curse stone is used under certain conditions, a curse will be placed on someone, taking their life and turning it into soul drakes. Soul drakes are said to be required to enact the rite of resurrection. Normally, a curse is a spell that would only be usable by onmyoji of considerable talent. I believe that curse stone makes it so that even normal people can use them. You sure know a lot. So someone like me with no knowledge could curse someone? Yes, but it's still nothing to take lightly. You could end up having it redirected right at you. To tell you the truth, something unusual did happen when we were using the spirit board. It happened right around midnight, I think. This whole area seems to be under the effect of the Feast of Shadows. The what? The Feast of Shadows? Yes, it's a type of spell that temporarily boosts the potency of the supernatural. It also has the effect of making the powers of certain cursed echoes manifest more easily. So that's why it happened. But why did that happen? Judging by its strength, I'd say it probably covers about a 3 to 4 kilometer radius. Damn, she sure knows her shit. 3 to 4 kilometers? That's big enough to cover all of Sumida City. Yes, I think the Feast of Shadows was used to cause the resentment lingering in the area to manifest as curse stones. Someone did this. But who? I don't know enough to say. But it's likely that it was done by someone who wants to uncover the rite of resurrection. This isn't something to happen naturally. I see. Maybe it was Yoko somehow. The Feast of Shadows, a technique that allows one to create a field that temporarily boosts spiritual energy. In addition to amplifying the spiritual power of a particular area, it can also be used to amplify the strength of grudges and desires tied to the area. The effectiveness of the Feast of Shadows is dependent on the ability of the user, but it's possible to limit the scope and range of the spell to such a degree that one could use it to amplify the power of even those not naturally gifted with spirit sense. The Cursed Stone's power can only be used in this area under the influence of the Feast of Shadows. Okay. The effects also only appear after the sun has set. Okay. By setting a limit on when they can be used, the curses are strengthened. So the curses can be used outside this can't be used outside this area or during the day. And also, if you explain the power to your opponent, then it also gets stronger. Correct, but speaking of limits, to actually use a curse to kill someone, it seems there are conditions that need to be met. Conditions? You mean like how my curse echo needs someone to listen to the sound it makes for 30 seconds? Without seeing you? To be honest, I don't really understand it. Like, how do I even summon the curse echo or make the sound? Do I just, like, will it? Do you mind if I try? Stop. You shouldn't be using curses so willy-nilly. Even if there are conditions that have to be met, the power to kill someone without leaving behind evidence is dangerous enough. In that sense, maybe you really have been cursed. I'm sorry that you got wrapped up in this situation even though I'm here with you. It's not your fault. That curse stone, I think whoever holds it becomes a curse bearer. It would probably be best for me to hold on to it, but then I'd feel bad about forcing it on you. No, I sense a powerful force rejecting me. I don't think I'd be able to take it. Oh, really? Why? If we tried separating it from you, the curse may trigger. That's how how bad I sense it wants to stay with you. Maybe that's how Yoko died. A similar rejection phenomenon or something. Like maybe the stone manifested on whatever the guy's name was again. She tried to take it and died for it. That's why it was next to her after she was dead. And why it was supposedly our fault that she died, you know what I mean? We'll see. No way. That curse stone might look like nothing more than an old nutskill carving. But I can sense a powerful, resentful spirit from it. I don't think it's a good idea for me to even touch it. I may seem like I know what I'm doing, but I don't know how to handle something this powerful. Really? This little thing? If you threw it away and someone with bad ideas picked it up, it could be bad. I think it would be safer to avoid the risk of getting anyone else involved and have you hold on to it for now. Well, now I'm kind of freaked out. Anyways, we need to make it to daybreak. I think the curse should weaken once it's morning. I'll help you find a way to deal with it then. Okay. So there are 2 things you should remember. First, do not fulfill the conditions while it's night. Second, should you happen to fulfill the conditions, don't use the curse. Right. Easy enough. But Mio, yes? If the curse is real, that means I could bring back Michio if I used it, right? The rite of resurrection would be real too. Yes, that's true. But you can't do that, Yako. But it feels like it's not the time to worry about that kind of stuff. Uh-oh. If Michio died in an accident, then I'm sure she didn't want to die. What's the issue with putting a little curse on a complete stranger? Oh no. Because somebody might feel about that stranger the way you feel about Michio. And you'll have to take care of more than one person for almost certain, so... You know. I sort of feel like it wouldn't be a big deal. What's going on with you? You're not acting like yourself, Yako. You would never even consider taking the life of another person. Is it the curse's influence on you? Maybe the curse echoes scratches rubbing off on you. Will you show me it for a second? Hmm? Is there something inside it? Whoa! Stop! Yako? Oh, I'm sorry. But it's like... I just suddenly really didn't want you to touch it. I understand, I'm sorry. But you need to give up on the rite of resurrection. What? Because that's the real curse. Using resurrection as a lure, it tempts curse bearers into using their curses. Yeah, that seems accurate. You have to resist it. Don't let yourself be deceived by some curse. But Michio could. She couldn't. I think for tonight we should get you home to rest. I'll walk you. The curse's influence should subside in the morning. Okay. I'm sorry, but I'm telling you that you need to give up on the rite. It's beyond us. Even a single curse stone alone is too much to handle. Bringing back the dead isn't something so simple. I know how much it hurts, but please focus on just worrying about surviving tonight. Even now, we're in great danger. The mysterious voice said the curse stone is called the Fool's Procession, right? Yeah, that's from the 7 Mysteries of Honjo, right? Our school is said to be connected with a story with the same name of one of the mysteries. Right, I don't think it's a coincidence. This is just a guess, but it's possible that you were chosen because it could feel your desire for the rite of resurrection. If this is a curse of the 7 Mysteries of Honjo, then it's possible that there are others who received curses associated with the other mysteries. Just might be possible, yes. Yeah, that voice also said that there are other curse bearers, or whatever you call them. Not only that, apparently you can get a lot of soul rays by killing a curse bearer. Right, that's certainly not good. Even if we have no intention of killing others with the curse, there's a chance you may be targeted if other curse bearers find us. Yeah, just a slight chance that some psychopath asshole is gonna kill us for no good reason. Yep. We'll have to avoid anyone who has another of the stones. That means we should avoid people at night as much as possible. Okay, let's get going then, shall we? We'll take the same route we took to get here. Right. We'll be fine, right? There's no one else at school, is there? I think so. The night shift janitor shouldn't be patrolling this late at night either. Whoa! Ah! What's happening? Huh? What? Why'd the lights go out? What lights? Mio, are you okay? Uh-oh, she's not okay, is she? Hello, Mio? She's not here. What's happening? Where are you? Are we being attacked by the dark fucker? Am I gonna get jump scared? Don't jump scare me, bro. Well, that wasn't so much of a jump scare because it's kind of faded in, but still. Huh? Oh, no, no, no. What was that? Get me out of here. Mio, Mio, where are you? Yako, I'm here. Over here, can you see me? Huh? Where? I can't see anything. Oh boy. There you are, Mio. This way, over here. Is this an illusion, part of the trap or something? Be careful, your field of vision is being limited. Right. Huh. How do you know that? Is there a curse you know about? Some kind of magic that somebody's using that you know about? After Yakub acquires the curse of the Fool's Procession, Mio tries to persuade her to give up on going after the Rite of Resurrection. The effects of other curse echoes are already appearing at the school, so the two hurry to get out of the classroom. Oh man. Hey Mio, what was that just now? Could it be another curse echo different from mine? I think so, yes. We may have been discovered by another curse bearer. Oh. What's wrong? Shh. Someone's there in the classroom. What? Just a friendly schoolmate. Something moved inside. Well... Wait, Oh, I see. The funny, weird thing in the middle that used to be just weird garbage shit. That's the story chart now. Okay. So I guess that's not as much of a mystery as it might have seemed. But it sure looks weird here as a thumbnail, the story chart. I feel like checking it out is the stupid idea, but it might be the one we should do. Check it out. It might be the curse bearer who used that curse echo just now. If we can see who it is, it might help us decide what to do later. That's true. Okay, be careful. I don't like it. I know it was my choice, but I don't like it. Well, can you see anything? Try and get a look around. Oh, man. Oh, it's multiple people. Huh. The teacher and somebody else. Huh? Huh? Is that our homeroom teacher, Mr. Jonoichi? And the person with him is Hitomi from Class A. What? Oh my, well, what is going on here? That bastard. He's at it again. Oh, at it again. I have to kill him. No, don't do it. I won't let him get away with this. What? I'm not doing it. The curse. I could kill him with it. No, Yako, you can't use the curse stone. What's gotten into you? Resist it. Who's there? Is someone there? This is bad. We have to go before they see us. I don't know what he was doing, but going for the kill is probably not the right option. Kohei Jonoichi. Kohei is an English teacher and the homeroom teacher for Class 2C at Komagata High School. He was seen alone with Hitomi Okuda in a classroom late at night by Yako and Mio. Kohei was an honor student and top of his class back in his high school days. The apple of his parents' eyes, he was placed under immense pressure to attend a first-rate university. The family's plans came to a naught, however, when the pressure caused Kohei to sink into a deep depression and fail his entrance exam. Even at the university he was able to enter, Kohei struggled to keep up with his classes, leaving him a vain but wounded young man. Kohei never aspired to be a teacher, but figured it was the least he could do with his talents. He considers his students to be beneath him and largely looks down on them all. Oh, great. Hitomi Okuda. Not for him, and also a question mark for the Kuresako, yes. Hitomi is a rebellious student in Class 2A at Komagata High School. On the rare occasion that she does show up to school, she skips all her classes and spends her time hanging out on the rooftop with her fellow troublemakers. Hitomi is regarded by the teachers as one of the worst offenders among the delinquent students attending Komagata High School. Hitomi was a fairly ordinary student when she started high school, however. Trouble at home in her first year had her take a turn for the worse. She began associating with a group of delinquents from other schools, with whom she'd wander around town at night to avoid returning home. Warnings from teachers about dress code and conduct violations have fallen on deaf ears, with Hitomi going on reactionary rampages around school with her friends, breaking windows and disrupting classes. Recently, some teachers have taken to using harsher measures and even corporal punishment to correct Hitomi's behavior, but this has only served to exacerbate the animosity between Hitomi and the school. Hitomi is widely regarded as the leader of the troublemakers at Komagata High School, but the title does not mean much to her. So she probably had some contact with the police guy who died, right? Probably the one that he was on the verge of helping out, maybe. It seems like they're not coming here after us. Let's hope they didn't see our faces. But Yako, what came over you all of a sudden? I'm sorry. Thanks for stopping me. It's like this uncontrollable rage suddenly welled up inside me. I wonder what's gotten into me. I can barely even remember what happened. So the thing about at it again wasn't your own memory? I'm really sorry. I do think it's partly the curse's influence on you, but we certainly saw something shocking. My heart's still pounding. I'm a little surprised you know Hitomi from Class A. She tends to stand out a lot. Gotcha. Well, she certainly does dress like a delinquent, though she barely shows up to school. So, was that implied to be... Whoa, no, I see. Ah, that's spooky. That's so spooky. I don't like it. Oh, the sound. Maybe we should avoid the volume as well. The SFX. Oops. No. Maybe that'll help against this one. Nope, it's still there. Ah, that's spooking me. Mostly because now I'm expecting it to do some kind of jump scare thing, and I don't like it. She tends to stand out a lot. Gotcha, but she certainly does dress like a delinquent woman. But could Mr. Jonuichi or Hitomi really be a curse bearer? I don't know, but we should be careful just in case. Yako? When I give the signal, run. Go straight for the entrance. Don't look back, no matter what. Huh? Why? Did something happen? Something happened, didn't it? What about you, Mio? I'll be fine. We'll meet up outside the school gates. If I'm not there in 10 minutes, go straight home, okay? Okay, go. Damn, she's doing it like an on-Myoji thing. Right. Don't look back, don't look back. She's fine, probably. She's got magic powers. I have to get outside. Let's see. To get to the gates, I go to by the gym and... Ah, dude, what the fuck? What are you doing, miss? Eat. Are you the janitor? You shouldn't be here this late. Don't you know what time it is? Oh, Mr. Ashimiya. Well, if it isn't little Yako. Anyway, students ain't supposed to be outside playing around at night. School janitor, Makoto Ashimiya. Makoto is the janitor at Komagata High School. His predecessor was nearing retirement, so he began working as replacement about 6 months ago. Makoto is popular among the students for his friendly and caring nature, going so far as to remember the names and faces of all those attending the school. Wow. He's affectionately known as Old Man Ashimiya. How old is he? He doesn't look that old. It's probably just, another not so well localized Oji-san or something. Although he appears to be a simple, amiable man, Makoto's occasional shrewd remarks have led to speculation among students that he may have led a far more interesting life than it seems. Whatever the truth may be, he will be remembered as one of the 7 mysteries of Komagata High School for some time to come. Even more 7 mysteries. I know you're rough around the edges, but I didn't take you for one to act out like this. I'm sorry. I forgot something back in the school and in the classroom. No sass today, huh? Realized you were in the wrong, did you? Yes. Forgot something in your classroom, huh? You're a piece of work. But you don't have nothing with you. Oh. Wait, you do? What's that in your hand? Huh? This is what I forgot. I got it from my grandpa. It's really important to me. Huh, girls these days sure have weird tastes. Well, okay, better head straight home if you're done. I won't tell on you. No, wait, I can't let you walk home alone this late. Alright, wait just a little. I'll hurry and lock things up. But... Whatever this is, I can't click on it. What if I turn the thing back on? Wait, no. Maybe then I can do it. No. Should I leave it off? I guess I'll have it on for now and see what happens, if anything. I'm worried about Mio. Actually, a friend of mine is still inside. I think they'll be here soon. That's so. Who's your friend? My classmate, Mio Kurusuzu. That transfer student. Breaking school rules today already, huh? Didn't take her for the type. No, I was the one who dragged her here. Well, whatever. I'll take a look. It'll be safe if you're safer just go home together. Oh, right. She's in the first floor hallways. Be careful, though. You don't know what may be there. What's that supposed to mean? First floor, yeah? I'll be right back. Is he gonna find a corpse? That would be really bad news for all involved. Komagata High School. Komagata High School. Entrance. She's late. I've been waiting for 20 or 30 minutes, but there's no sign of her. She did tell us to leave if she took more than 10 minutes. I'm starting to get worried. And also, where did the janitor go? I'm going to take a look. I mean, understandable. But also probably a bad move. Mio, are you there? Are Mio and the janitor gonna be dead? Don't jump scare me, bro. Oh, somebody pooped on the floor. Huh? There's a missing leg. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Eek! There's something looking at us. What, Mia, what happened? Probably gotta go. Where'd I go wrong this time? It's my fault, it's all my fault. I can't really do much. Left her alone with the curse bearer. Whoa, wait. Mio. I'm sorry, Maybe I am supposed to turn off the sound or something, but let's let it play out for now. Yakuza. Sakazaki, deceased. Shibo. One-sided Yako. Witnessed the death of Yako Sakazaki. One-sided, so that's probably the read thing. My, Jolene, you seem to have arrived at a less than favorable result. But this was bound to happen. There's someone who must not be trusted. Once you have an idea of who it is, be sure to come back. The janitor? I'm sure you will see what you need to do differently. It is difficult judgment for Yako Sakazaki to make, you see. This chapter will remain incomplete for now. I recommend you try another route. Now then, until next time. Okay, I was wondering, like, I could of course just be like, okay, well, it's probably the janitor. Because we had that weird non-choice, right? But, I guess it's also, maybe it's here. But this is blacked out and, like, making it seem like there's nothing to be changed here. But also, I guess we could have killed the guy, right? We could have committed a murder. But I don't think that's the way to get through here. Maybe. But yeah, let's find some more info in Not Dreams with Harue Shigima. When the son of Harue Shigema was kidnapped, a botched investigation by the police resulted in the child's murder. Aww. 1 year later, Harue has hired a private investigator to help resolve the unsettled case. At a year later? Why so late? Late at night, while speaking to the detective at her home, something strange suddenly appears. What? May those who mock fires for something perish in flame. Come. The flame bearers. Kill them all. You have acquired the power of the Curse Stone, the Haunting Clappers. You can use it to kill those with fire or a fire-starting device on their person. That's kind of what I figured, yeah. Press the Use Curse button to set your target alight. So basically, if they have, you know, a lighter, matchsticks, something on their person, we can just kill them, or we could also actively set part of their clothing or something on fire. Right? Of course, that's not as free, but that gives us avenues to attack even if they don't come ill-prepared. Kills by burning one who is in possession of fire or a fire-starting device. A resentful memory. Red, red, red. Everything is dyed crimson. My home is burning to the ground. It's hot, so hot. I must call for help, but I cannot speak. My throat must be burned up from the smoke. No, I think I'm already on fire. That's right. I'll just use the clappers. Clack, clack. Is anybody there? Clack, clack. Why is no one coming? I'm going to burn to death. How did it come to this? Oh, right, her. It must be the work of that vixen who appeared suddenly and enchanted my lord. That witch. Those hauntingly cold eyes had my lord dancing in the palm of her hand. Perhaps I was also taken in by her. How many innocent people did I lure in under orders? This must be karma. The sound of a heavy bell feels like my head probably will split open. Ah, right, the evening bell. That must be why nobody can hear the sound of my clappers. I've got to do it louder. Clack, clack. Another character who may or may not become relevant to the story. She, maybe the Lord as well. There was a guy in another one. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Now, kill. Can you hear it, Curse-bearer? You who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Okay. Harue Shigema. Shigema Mansion reception room. They got a mansion. Shit, what was his voice? Back with me, ma'am? I don't know. I'm just gonna do this. Can't say I understand what just happened, but it certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. She's into the idea of killing her. This might be the first time I've ever seen you to really smile. Sweet dreams. The Haunting Clappers. She's a housewife. Haru is a housewife who resides in a manor near Shumoku Bridge. Her 11-year-old son, Shuichi, was kidnapped and murdered about a year ago. The death was the result of a mistake on the part of the detective assigned to the case, a mistake which enraged the kidnapper and had him cut off all contact with the police, leaving no room for negotiation. Ah, shit. The incident was covered up by Shuichi's killer. The incident was covered up and Shuichi's killer remained at large. Great! Leading the aggrieved Haruhi to call on the services of private investigator Richter Kai to uncover the truth. I'm guessing the janitor isn't the killer, right? That would be too easy. The Shigema family came from a line of samurai who built their residence in Honjo during the Edo period. They assumed important positions in the police force following the Meiji Revolution, thereby protecting their family's elevated status. Even today, many in the Shigema line work as police bureaucrats and senior police officers. Haruhi's father sits in the upper echelons of the National Police Agency, and her husband, adopted into the Shigema clan through an arranged marriage, is also a highly respected agency official. However, as her family prioritizes work above all else, it wasn't long before Haruhi's marriage grew cold. Though she wants for nothing, she is isolated from her neighbors and withdrawn from society. Seeing her son grow into a young man gave Haruhi a purpose in life, but it was cut short by the kidnapping incident. Following the incident, Haruhi spent many days in a deep depression, breaking into sudden fits of shouting and wandering around in the middle of the night. Her cheerful, loving disposition faded away, and she took to making snide remarks at her husband, which only further soured their relationship. What was he doing about any of this? A few months ago, Haruhi's husband was transferred to another area of her work, and now rarely returns home. Well, shit. With Haruhi left to live in the large empty mansion alone, as a housekeeper who has been with the family for a long time comes in to take care of all the housework, Haruhi has nothing but time on her hands. Time and anger. No, not dreams. Sounds like something I might want to hear about. TV, a color television. Father brought one as soon as it hit the market. He likes to have the latest gadgets. Unlike the latest models, there's no remote control. We've had it for a long time. Back when it was new, we all gathered around it and marveled at it as a family. But with Father and my husband being away so often, it quickly fell into disuse. The swinging of the pendulum echoes through the room. It feels livelier than usual with Richter here. Usually, it's just me. A fax machine. It can send images to other places along the telephone network. I don't really know how it works. Most houses don't have one. I rarely find overuse for it. The telephone? This mansion has a private line. An old hanging scroll. I don't know who painted it, but it's been hanging here since before I was born. An arrangement of flowers. We're bringing someone to do it. I don't even know what the flowers are called. A stereo unit with separated speakers designed for home use. My husband insisted on buying one even though he isn't one to listen to music often. Well, I'll be damned. Is that what I think it is? Goodness, you made me jump. It's just a silly little sticker my son got from somewhere or other. He put it up just before, well, you know what happened. I still can't bring myself to take it down. Let me take a closer look. I knew it. It's Head Hencho from way back in set number 1. This is a real collector's item. Excuse me? Don't tell me you've never heard of the mockingbirds. The what? They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dressed up like rough and tumble delinquents. I've never heard of them, but this certainly seems to matter to you. The best part is nobody knows who made them. They just started showing up around town, and soon enough they'd won everyone's hearts. The story goes that they're made by some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in specific locations. Huh. No one knows when or where they'll show up next. They're basically an urban legend of sorts. Another urban legend. To think one would turn up here of all places. This is a good sign, I'm sure of it. Oh, well, that's nice. Collect your first mockingbird sticker. Oh. Did I miss any before, or is this the first one that shows up? But it does say number 1, so maybe I'm good. Approach the net. Bottom shelf surrounded by darkness. Jackpot. Damn. These popular bird mascot stickers seem to pop up everywhere. Nobody knows who the legendary artist is behind these quirky birds. But they quickly became popular for their surreal yet oddly cute designs. Be in the right place at the right time in Honjo, and you might just be able to find all 20 of them scattered around. Legend has it collecting them all will bring good luck. Is it going to be relevant for actual content? Like you need the protection to survive something special or something? Alright, dude. A private investigator, I heard. A friend told me about him. They said he's not very well known, but he's good at what he does. When I first visited his office in Ota City, and saw how he dressed, I could hardly believe he was a detective. But after talking to him for a while, I changed my mind. He says some strange things at times, but he seems like the reliable sort. No curse echo. Straight up telling us that. Which makes me doubt it. The eccentric man that Shogo Okiya ran into, Shogo, that was his name, ran into at Hon Bridge, blah blah, is actually a private investigator. After taking on a request from Haruo Shigema to investigate the unsolved kidnapping and murder of her son, he gets caught up in the events surrounding the Rite of Resurrection. Once a police officer, right, yeah, he was like friends with the other guy, right? Richter was racked with guilt over the police's inability to help all those in need, and quit the force to start his own private investigation firm. However, his soft-hearted nature leads him to take on too many cases and has put his office in dire financial straits. How he is still in business is a mystery, with some whispering that a wealthy patron is keeping him afloat. Richter studied alongside Detective Junerio at the police academy, yeah. Somewhat surprisingly, given his outlandish clothing and mannerisms, Richter excels at covert investigations and tailing his targets. He proudly refers to himself as an investigator extraordinaire, though that only ever succeeds at impressing himself. Okay? Richter's biggest source of happiness is nuzzling his pet female albino parakeet, Ernestine, which he keeps in his office. He also enjoys collecting mockingbird stickers, a popular line of merchandise featuring birds inexplicably dressed like delinquents, and can be frequently sighted searching around town for them. While out and about, Richter typically leaves the office and, more importantly, Ernestine. In the case of Arma Mori, a young junior high schooler who volunteered to assist Richter after being involved in a previous case. We've heard about somebody like Amamori, haven't we? Somebody who's volunteering to help after being involved in a case or something? Maybe something just kind of similar? What's it? Azure Heron Agency. Richter has private investigation firm in Kamata, Ota City. Originally, Kai thought to give it a simple name like Kai's Detective Agency, but upon hearing that people are more likely to pick names listed at the front of the phone book alphabetically, he decided to pick a name starting with an A. Thus, the Azure Heron Agency was established. However, it is questionable whether the heron, a bird of somewhat ominous significance, is an effective symbol for attracting customers. Even his own assistant has referred to the name as confusing at best. After all, rather than an azure heron, Richter keeps a white parakeet as a pet and dresses not in blue, but mostly in white. If there was a symbolic connection to be made here, it has surely been lost on all but Richter himself. Not too late to change names, I guess. Also, AZ is like, it'll be at the very end of A, so I don't know if that's the best. A private investigator, also known as a private eye, is a detective who operates their own agency. Although there are no formal qualifications necessary to become a private investigator, many are retired police agents or detectives due to the similarities between the work involved. At a glance, private investigation firms and inquiry offices might look similar, but they carry out different types of investigations. Inquiry offices specialize in conducting credit checks on businesses, while private investigators are generally involved in tailing persons of interest and gaining information surreptitiously. So much reading. Let me bring you up to speed. We were in the middle of a chat when you suddenly started spacing out. And the whole time you were grinning to yourself like you just won the lottery. Care to tell me what that was all about? Well, where to start? Interesting, very interesting, so she's telling him. I guess it makes sense since he asked about Shogo having a lighter or not. So the haunting clapper's curse echo appeared out of nowhere. Told you how to perform the rite of resurrection and gave you the curse you'll need to do it. Have I got that right? That's right. So it's all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe. But I guess I have to know. Have to now, rather. I saw that curse stone appear in your hands myself. It looked like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying that there's some supernatural force at work. My heart's still racing. This is it, my chance at long last. To kill and to revive your boy. I don't think you quite understand. Oh? This isn't about evidence, and it isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. The moment the curse appeared, I knew everything before it even said a word. It was already there in my head, as clear as day. You just knew, huh? It was echoed into my soul, along with the curse echoes resentful memories. So I can feel it, what it was like. Dying like they did hundreds of years ago, wreathed in flame, writhing in pain as my flesh blackens and my blood boils. I can feel it. That seems unpleasant. All the agony, all the rage. It fills me with bloodlust. I think I need to kill someone. Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire. I see, that could be a problem. You think so? From what I know of you, I was sure you'd see it as an opportunity. Oh? The stronger the desire to resurrect someone, the stronger the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me, anyway. Good grief, talk about a spanner in the works. I say we take stock for a moment, remind ourselves where we've come from and where we're going. That might be a good idea. My heart's still racing. Okay, nothing new. That's what you hired me for, ma'am, to look into your son's kidnapping last year. To uncover the truth behind the abduction and murder of Shuichi Shigema. Oh yes, I remember. They never did find the one who did it. That's what I'm here about today. In fact, kind of you to let me drop by so late, by the way. Right. I've been turning over every last stone, and I've come up with a grand total of 1 lead. So you said. As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway. I remember, you were just about to tell me. A kidnapping and murder case that took place in Honjo, Sumida, around 1 year ago. Harue Shigema's son, Shuichi, age 11, was kidnapped on his way home from school, with a ransom being demanded that same evening. Initially, the kidnapping was thought of as a simple extortion scheme, but when it came to light that the Shigema family was closely tied to the police, and Shuichi was in fact the grandson of a senior official, it was quickly assumed that the perpetrator was acting upon a grudge against the police force. But the boy had nothing to do with it. The kidnapping was treated as a direct attack against the good name of the police, and a large-scale investigation was launched that used the best equipment available to trace phone calls. This made it all the more embarrassing when they were unable to catch the culprit, losing the public's confidence. The culprit grew cocky, relentlessly mocking the police force. Sheesh. After 3 days of failure after failure, Harue reached a breaking point. Spurred by concern for her son, she resolved to hand over the ransom money as fast as possible, but her husband and father, who held the prestige of the police in high regard, refused, saying that they would not let the criminal win by giving in to their demands. The increasingly frantic detective assigned to the case lost his temper when the criminal called to give an ultimatum, causing the culprit to never make contact again. Another week passed, and Shuichi's body was found floating in the Sumida River. Seems like a popular spot to drop things. Shuichi's health could be largely described to the police's incompetence, but this was ultimately covered up with stringent media embargoes. The investigation was never closed, but the case has long gone cold. Fucking stupid husband and father and police guys and shit, dude. Shuichi Shigema. The only son of Harue Shigema, he was kidnapped and murdered 1 year ago. His body was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi was a conscientious, brave young boy who was determined to protect his mother, Harue, amid his father's frequent absences. He dreamed of becoming a police officer who displayed diligence and an impressive sense of responsibility from a young age, likely due to being raised in an extremely strict environment. Born in the early 70s, he spent his days immersed in various activities and studies, including playing piano, learning the abacus, taking English lessons, and training in kendo. So I guess now we have official confirmation that we are in the 80s. Early 80s, that is, right? Well, I guess no. Early 70s could be like somewhere between 80 and 83 to 4, maybe even. So if this is 12 years ago, right, because he was 11 when he died and now it's 1 year later, then it could be like the mid-80s. Anyway, we're in the 80s. Shuichi's tendency to put other people's needs over his own meant he died without ever telling his classmates how much he longed for them all to go out on a hunt for mockingbird stickers. Aww. Jeez. I suppose there's not much point going over the kidnapping itself. No, I'm very familiar. Then I'll leave that for the files to cover and just to confirm a few things about the case. The police traced the culprit's calls back to, let's see here, Northern Oyoko River, here in Sumida City. That's quite a wide area. Is that also around the area where the culprit of who killed that girl, that woman, and like, you know, like sawed apart her body and shit? Was that also in that area? I'm not sure. But I suppose it is a wide area. That's right. In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from, but it was almost certainly the same location that Shuichi was being held captive, since Shuichi's voice could be heard during the killer's calls. Oh. Northern Oyoko River is quite a distance from Shuichi's normal school commute. Factoring in that he was seen at school but went missing before he arrived at his house, it's likely that he was abducted by Kao on his route home. Maybe, but exactly, Shuichi was a clever boy. He never would have gotten into a car with a stranger. That's right. I was very firm about that. I know he understood, too. I even saw him warning the other children. It's possible that they forced him into the car. The only issue there is there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. We can't bundle someone into a car with that many students around and not be noticed. But somebody came forward to say they saw anything, but nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. So did they target him at some other time or somewhere far away from his usual route? Or was it somebody that he wouldn't be wary of? Like somebody from the police? Or something. Both of those seem a little far-fetched. Which raises the question, how did the kidnapper pull it off? The police never managed to find an answer. In the end, they decided that the kidnapper must have just gotten lucky. Well, why not turn the problem on its head? The kidnapper managed to convince Shuichi to get into their car, but how? The only thing that makes sense to me. As if there were somebody that he would have a reason to trust, that's what I'm saying. A teacher, perhaps, or a relative, or somebody else that he knew. But all of the adults Shuichi knew had alibis. The police checked them all thoroughly. Yeah, the police, huh? They did, huh? No one throws numbers at a problem like the cops. But what if it wasn't someone he knew, or other? What if the culprit disguised themselves as a police officer? Could also be disguised, I suppose. That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shigema family has close ties with the police, after all. He would have had a reason to trust them. You might be right. But surely that couldn't have... Well, there's a problem with the theory. You'd be surprised to know you're surprised how much police officers stand out. That's sort of the point, after all. They're meant to be as a visible deterrent against crime. It should be a police member that he knew, or... I don't know. I guess then that would... But you know, if they checked the alibis and it was a police guy that did it, they could have very much faked that investigating part, or at least part of it. But there's another interesting little bit of trivia I happen to know. When you ask people to imagine someone suspicious, nobody pictures women or children. Even kids who've been warned about stranger danger often subconsciously expect that danger to look like an adult man. Besides, Shuichi was the sort of boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a very strong sense of the right and wrong. That's right. Wait, surely you can't mean... And now you're getting it. If, say, a young woman approached Shuichi asking for help, what would he have done? Asking for help. If someone like that said they were lost and asked him for directions, would he have gotten into a car? He might have. My husband always told him that a man had a duty to watch out for women and children. You could certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays. But if Shuichi believed it, then we might have something here. Then you think the culprit was a young woman? But it was a man's voice on the phone. Could be could be more than one person involved. She might have been an accomplice, or maybe she didn't even realize she was being used. If anything, that would explain why she hasn't come forward. She herself might not realize she had anything to do with the case. So the question is, did anybody see Shuichi speaking with a young woman on the day of his disappearance? See what I said about people's biases? That goes for witnesses too. And I figured that maybe if I started asking new questions, I might get some new answers. So I spent my day asking around Shuichi's school route, seeing if anyone had seen something. And one man thought he had. Do you mean he saw it happen? Well, I can't say that for sure yet. It turned out he wanted something from me, so he asked if we could talk in private. Several hours earlier. Alright, this should do. There's no one around. We can speak in confidence. Excuse me, what was your name again? The teacher. Jonoichi? Got it. Well, Jonoichi, I'm all ears. Just so we're on the same page. You're a private detective investigating Shuichi Shikima's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Of course. What else do I look like? How should I know what a private detective looks like? Oh, forget it. Look, I'll tell you straight. My life is in danger. I need your help. Huh? You'll excuse me if that caught me a little off guard. Let me ask you straight. Who is trying to kill you? A student called Michio Shiraishi. Oh, okay. Interesting. A schoolgirl, huh? Sounds like you've been naughty. But wait, at this point, isn't she dead already? Right? Because what did it say? Did it say several days earlier? Log. Doesn't say anymore how long ago it was. Well, we'll see. It's nothing like that. That girl, she's a murderer. Really? I'm the only one who knows, but I saw what she did. What did she do? Michio Shiraishi. I saw her kidnap Shuichi Shigima. What? Come again? I saw her talk to him on the street and lead him away. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then he went missing. She murdered him, I'm sure of it. Or at least she's got something to do with it. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. If that's true, you've been sitting on some valuable information. Why didn't you tell anybody? Well, you see... If you can't explain that, I don't have any reason to believe you. I couldn't. She told me she'd kill me if I spoke a word. But now you're speaking... You're telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life. So you've been sitting on that all this time, and you think she's coming for you now that you've spilled the beans? Yes, that's it, exactly. I'm begging you, don't let her get me. Arrest her, I'm telling you, she's a demon. Well, you seem to believe that what you're saying. But it just doesn't add up. How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man so terrified? You don't know what she can do. She'll curse me. Curse you? I'm sorry, but you're losing me here. It's true, her house, it's... forget it. Why do I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough, I'll find someone else to help me. Hey. Well, that's... Now I really wish I knew when exactly this happened. Like obviously now it must have been before she died, right? So did he cause her death somehow? Is that a red herring? And that's about the long and short of it. I can hardly believe it. At the time, I thought his mention of curses was just crazy talk. But I'm starting to see that there might have been more to it. Then if we can just find that girl. Curse or no curse, if she was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, then there's a good chance she knows something. But at this point she's definitely dead, yeah? On top of that, I did some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name is Kohei Jonuichi. He's a teacher at Komagata High School here in Sumida. A teacher? Then the schoolgirl? Is one of his students? I believe that's very likely. But she's dead. We are on the same day as the other cases, right? The other protagonists. At last, we've got a lead. Hopefully, it'll be the breakthrough we are looking for. You know, we still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Tell you what, why don't I tell you what I found, and then we can make a decision? All right. You know, we still need to figure out... Okay. The Rite of Resurrection, huh? I read about that in an occult magazine the other day. Apparently some old book showed up recently with all the gory details. And they say that the rite can be found somewhere in Honjo. I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope, real hope, for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I've wondered. What if I hadn't sent him to school? What if I'd just paid the ransom? I mean, you were trying to do that. Not a day goes by when I don't think that if I'd done something differently, Shuichi would still be alive. You can't blame yourself, ma'am. It was the culprit's fault, not yours. Though I know that won't help any griefs. That won't help any. Grief is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the right. Guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. I can tell how much he meant to you. But, and this is a big but, if this right is the real deal, using it would mean killing someone and stealing their soul. A face of, I don't give a shit what I have to do. Is that a problem? If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. Oh, that's a shame. A shame, huh? That is all? I thought if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in useful. You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see an issue with that? I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. Is that so, is it? Oh dear, oh dear. What have I gotten myself into? He doesn't sound like he's too upset about any of this. If it makes you uncomfortable, then you won't have to get any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bearers. I only need you to find them. I won't be party to murder, ma'am. Not even for a client. I feel like she in her position would probably just say, yo, I'll pay you. How much can I give you to change your mind? Sorry, ma'am, but not everyone has a price. I've got my policies and I stick to them. I see. I didn't realize you were so stubborn. Let me say, though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can help you out. Huh? How's that different from what we were saying anyway? What do you have in mind? Well, how about stealing someone else's curse stone after they've filled it with soul dregs? Okay. So let other killings happen? That's not that much better, is it? If that was all you were after, then I could lend you my services guilt-free. Would it really be guilt-free? If the other curse bearers want to kill each other, that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone will work, but we can worry about that later. Well then, I suppose we have a deal. Although, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Would you disapprove? That would avoid our contract, ma'am. Just warning you now. My. Before we go any further, why don't you tell me about that curse of yours? The haunting clappers, was it? That's one of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, if I remember correctly. That's right. The original story did happen somewhere near here, I think. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money would be on all the curse bearers being somewhere in Honjo. Our first move should be to narrow them down. Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. We'll need to be ready. The curse makes their bearers more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. That sounds sensible. And scary. And if I remember correctly, your haunting clappers can set people on fire, but only if they have a naked flame or a lighter on their person. Is that right? That's right. In olden times, wooden clappers were used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who didn't heed the warning. It seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Although it's hard to say how it stacks up without knowing what else is on the table. It seems kind of mid compared to some of the others. Like the hearing thing seems completely busted, like the first one that we saw, you know. Unless you have help from the meta game. And that, you know, all you have to do is see somebody walk away from you. That one also seems better than this. And the lying one also seems like that one's uniquely useful because it's useful even if you don't want to kill them. But then it's also, you know, people lie all the time even if they don't have ill intentions. Like sometimes I catch myself saying something, I'm like, why did I even, like, there was no point to this. You know? So, yeah, this one seems not as great, but still solid. You really think that it's that good? The target can't do much to throw it off, and it has a nice long activation window. It's big that it works on lighters too. Just slip one into your target's pocket. And say that condition were already fulfilled before they even knew you're there. They wouldn't even know what hit them. Maybe. I won't have to actually use it. I could just tell someone I could, and they'd have to do what I said. Maybe that was the intent with the other guy. Except no, she totally killed us. Right? She did, didn't she? I think she did. Yeah, she did. So much for that. Threats could work, although without any proof, it'll come down to how convincing you can be. If only you could use the curse, then back out at the last second. At the last second? What an interesting idea. I have a lighter right here. We could try it now. That's an interesting proposition. But maybe not. I'm not quite crazy enough to make myself a guinea pig. Yeah, that seems like a bad idea. Oh, I see. You're an odd one, ma'am, if you don't mind me saying, and I don't think it's just the curse. You flatter her. Yeah, totally flattering. As for what we do next, first of all, I think you should stay indoors. Try not to do anything spontaneous or outside of your normal routine. I don't think she will listen to that. Right then, have you decided what you want me to, working on? I think personally the investigation might be more important. Because the entire murder business and all that. You know, it's probably related to other parts of the mystery. Whereas the right is probably just a trap. I mean, it is possible. I had that thought a little earlier. That, you know, what we saw with the first protagonist, I will never remember his name. Maybe he didn't die because he got the 100%. But like he got the 100%, revived Yoko, then she took the curse off of him or something and killed him. And that's how he died, you know, in the way his curse did that. Because we don't know if Yoko was still around then. And I guess the news probably would have said if there was another body nearby. So I guess it's It makes sense to think that maybe he did revive her, so maybe it's not just a trap. But it's hard to say. But I'm gonna go with this first. Finally, I have a lead. I need to know what happened to my son. Your wish is my command, ma'am. I'll focus all my efforts on looking into the kidnapping. Although, something just occurred to me. You can't investigate the matter at night, can you? At least until the sun rises, could you search for the other curse bearers? So it's a non-choice then. Heh, alright, I see how it is. Well, I'll be happy to help. But when do you sleep? Odds are good that the other curse bearers are also working by night. Anyone they kill under the cover of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying to do as much as they can before morning comes. So it's settled then. I'll look into the other curse bearers by night. And once the city wakes up, and I can start asking questions, I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. You've got a lot on your plate, man. I'll even try and find Miss Shiraishi as part of the bargain. Damn, dude. Thank you. That's more than enough. I feel like it's more than you can handle. Now then. I should get to work. There's only so much time before sunrise. I'll call you if I find out anything new. You stay here and keep a lookout. All right. There's no telling what kind of curses you might find out on the streets tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it, and try to be ready for anything. I will. Well, if that's all, I should be going. And then we see her outside in this thumbnail. I mean, we also knew she went outside in this timeline, and while, he wouldn't end up meeting her in the timeline that we ended up here with, right? The fact that she went outside would probably not change. Of course, butterfly effect, blah blah blah, but you know what I mean. It's unlikely that that had any effect on her. But first, let me have some more water. I don't think I'm going to keep reading the summaries every time. But I'll linger on them, too, so we can see them a little bit. 1 a.m. Still in the reception room. Maybe something forces her outside, Maybe somebody attacks her at home and she has to leave. It's been almost an hour since Rishta left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened. But he hasn't. I mean, it's only been an hour. So all I can do is wait and wait. The flowers put me at ease just a little. Should I put a record on? Sure. No, it's too late for that. I'm not in the mood for music anyway. That old hanging scroll. I've seen it too often to feel anything from it now. There's a newspaper. It's a fax machine. I rarely find a use for it. I don't know anybody else who owns one. I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. The ticking seems so loud. It just goes to show how quiet it is. I can't stand the fucking ticking of clocks like that. There's nothing on at this hour. I see no point in turning it on. What were the times when they didn't have constant and permanent things on TV? What's this? A newspaper? It must have fallen off the chair. Read it. It's a newspaper. I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Education. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. Even girls. Damn, was it that recent? The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to get into those universities has gotten fierce, though. The new generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore. It'll only remind me of him. I know it's dangerous to go on, but I can't just sit here and let this opportunity pass me by. I have to look for her, for Michio Shiraishi. But first I need to find more soul drakes. She's dead, right? I'm not getting her name mixed up. Found deceased 1 week ago. Like, it would make sense that maybe, you know, our protagonist right now, Haruhi here, might not have heard about it. But the fact that the detective didn't mention anything, he even looked into things surrounding all of that. How would he not know? Or at least not mention? Let's keep reading. TV. I don't really watch much television. It feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box. But father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that, less fuss. Now the comedy boom is over. All the comedians are flocking to other genres. The occult seems really popular at the moment. Look at all these paranormal specials. Economy. All sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom has passed its peak, we're moving into an era of large corporations. It's about 220 and 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. The dollar is down from its height, and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying how much the standard of living has improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and television now, and supermarkets are better stocked than ever. Although with everyone flocking to the city, land prices are skyrocketing. Nowadays, most people can only dream of home ownership. Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. You have no idea. The city center is going to be nothing but apartments before long. Well, I'm not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me. It looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. Yeah, that river of yours seems really bad, huh? I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make my eyes water. Eventually people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. Although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. If there's one thing Honjo never wants for, it's horrific crimes. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore. Not since last year. It brings back bad memories. Suicide at local high school. Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. She was bullied, I think. Or maybe it was something about exam pressure. Huh? What? But... No, this can't be right. Her name. Michio Shiraishi from Komagata High School. It can't be. Wasn't expecting to find that by reading the news here, but I guess it makes sense. Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. I guess it's also possible that Kai Ishida was keeping the info from us for some reason, on purpose. People are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. It seems like only yesterday that people were flocking to the arcades to shoot aliens. But now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestsellers. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music was all the rage. But now it's all about city pop and idols. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. I hear the new big thing is some mascot line of delinquent birds. Mockingbirds, I think it's called. Is that what Richter was talking about? Yes. Trends seem to have such short shelf lives now, with how quickly the times are changing. I think I'm just too old to keep up anymore. It's young people who are leading the way. With their modern worldviews, my generation will only fall further behind. So you want to kill them, that's why. That's why. Well, are we going to call the guy about, the thing? I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. I made sure the receiver is on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. Oh, that must be him. It's ringing. I better pick it up quickly. Okay. Hello, Shigema residence? What are we doing? Komagata Bridge. Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Huh. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. Okay. The Sumida River. The water is filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, it looks almost peaceful. That big of a river is that polluted, damn. Can I ask something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home? I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Well, her son was found in there, huh? Right, should have guessed. This was where they found him after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been, how cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then. And I prayed to the river to give him back. To give me back my son. Day after day after day. You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our worlds met our world met the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. That same place would later become Honjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated here and took root. Well. But then the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Meiriki. And just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. Oh. And as it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore, and stop it leaking through to our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too. So if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else, I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the Seven Mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot we're standing now right over the water. The border between life and death. If there ever was a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking aloud, ma'am. Well, it's a nice thought. Is it? Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have, the half of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. I must have been about 20 years now. It must have been about 20 years now when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy, and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. Damn, that's fucking insane. And one day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand. Uh-oh. I think we've heard of that case. What? It was almost a miracle when you stopped to think about it. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? And that although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have an identifiable scar. Oh. And that they could tell it had been a murder from the blade marks on the bone. Wait, are you talking about the Nijima murders? So you have heard of it, I'm impressed. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time. I wasn't really aware of it then, I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Whoa. Fumichika Nijima, the man who made headlines over 2 decades ago as the perpetrator of the brutal killings known as the Nijima murders. I guess we didn't get his entry before. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to the sea. Afterward, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. A sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny, everyone figures the river is filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself. That's right, which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody would go looking. Or so was the killer thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing, everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw it into the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after, Fumichika Nejima. The man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. And people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered in the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end. But the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least, that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all the darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders. But how could I not? It was her classmate. After all, I was the one who found the hand. Yeah. She just said that, didn't she? The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nijima to justice. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Damn, that's sad. Huh. I guess it just wasn't the killer's day. Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. Who cares if the killer resents you? The Sumida River. I have nothing but awful memories of it. We're on Komagata Bridge over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they are both deserted this late at night. Komagata Bridge, 1927. Huh? Oh, number 18. Doesn't have a specific entrance per bird, does it? Yeah. Ink Punisher. He's gazing down at the river water. You go first. Please, go ahead. Also, let me sneeze real quick. Okay. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries looking for curse bearers, and I think I've found a few candidates. First, a tall man I ran into in Kinshiburi Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he is a curse bearer. Well, as far as we know he isn't, but it's possible that he got one somehow. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Varigesui Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him, too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering soul dregs, I'd bet. He'd make a good target. Next up is a pair, a young man and woman I saw around Irogoku Bridge. This time the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and I left. Huh. But what about the woman? We still don't know. She was there. She was there. Looks like they lurk around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul dregs in a group might be a decent idea, if you could make it work. But with things being how they are, it's got to be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass, though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A body turned up in the local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's got to be up. How do you know where they're from? Well, let's just say that when you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. He was classmates with one of them. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. You found all of them in so little time. I really did hire the best. And it's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai, P.I. No, wait. Make that Richter Kai investigator extraordinaire. My, an investigator extraordinaire. Is that why you can't dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet. An investigator extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising, am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I'd say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. This is my only chance to bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter it away. There's something I need to tell you. What's that? Well, that girl, Michio Shiraishi. The one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping. That's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? So he didn't know? How? The student who committed suicide last week, that was her. I heard something like that had happened and never got the name though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead, only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Well, I think we need to talk to that teacher again. Unless her death was the whole reason Jonoichi was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? So it was after she was dead. I really wish I could have checked the log for that, but since it wasn't on like a thing like this, but like a graphic, it didn't show up. Oh well. It seems like we're back to where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something, I'm sure of it. At the very least, I'd put money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. Oh. In any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch? A hunch? Well, more of a theory. A game theory. Care to take a guess? He's a curse bearer? I can't say for certain, but... Oh, Wait, what? I mean, one of them's dead. But, you know, I guess I'll just go with this, but I don't know. Now I'm not so sure. I mean, this is the easy one, right? Nope, he killed her, so she can't talk anymore. But no. Got a good idea of what he's hiding. If he's hiding something, it's probably something he did, right? Maybe he blackmailed her, and now that she's dead, he's afraid she'll come after him. I don't think he killed her. He might have, but... he probably got his curse powers the same time as the rest of us, right? He does have curse powers, right? Let's say he does. He probably got them at the same time as us, which would be after the murder. He could have, of course, killed her anyway, but we can kind of assume that she died via a curse. The curse that the other girl has now. I don't know, let's see. What if Mr. Jonoichi silenced Michio Shiraishi with blackmail? What do you think? Exactly my thinking. Jonoichi knew about Miss Shiraishi's connection to the kidnapping. I wonder, like... we know we've gotten some of these questions, and, like, when we get the right answer, I guess we get a good sound. Is that a thing we want to be doing? Is that just a little extra, like, hey, you got it right? good on you, or does that actually contribute to anything? Jonoichi knew about Miss Shiraishi's connection to the kidnapping. And he used that to blackmail her into doing his bidding. He made her feel so trapped she took her own life to escape. That's my read on it. Well, as far as we know, it wasn't actually suicide, though. How despicable. Well, it's just a theory. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jonoichi. Is something wrong? Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nejima murders. So it has. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. But people were pretty sure he did more than one killing, so surely he wouldn't get that. Only if they are found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right. I'm impressed you know so much. But yeah, I guess... Is life actually ever life? As far as I knew, life was like 24 years or something. But maybe that depends on the country. Which is also kinda... strange that there isn't. Whatever. I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation. Oh, really? They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace. My. The janitor? No, surely not. The way you put it. It's like you're saying Fumichika Nijima could be out on parole right now. Back in society under a new name, with nobody any the wiser. Well, the janitor's been around for longer than a year or so, though, right? Like, he took over the janitor duty 6 months ago, so I don't think it mentioned when exactly he showed up. Makoto was his name, right? Yeah. Maybe he really did just join half a year ago. The eyes are very different. But the nose fits. And I guess with some age and circumstance, your eyes could start drooping more. They have similar hair color. It's hard to say. You're on the list, Mr. Janitor. But that would be too easy, wouldn't it? It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making the parole a few months back. I don't know if that was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. What was it? I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think, and I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichiki Nijima. Oh, okay. Oh, he looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remembered too. I told myself I was just seeing things. But perhaps it was him after all. Could just be a really thick red herring. So, what next? The big question now is what the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think. I see. Alright. Excuse me? It's been a while since someone spooked me like that. Spooked me like what? Don't jump scare me. Oh, it's that girl that was with the guy. There's the guy around here somewhere? Where did she come from? It's like she appeared out of nowhere. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm terribly sorry if I've gotten the wrong people, but would you happen to be curse bearers? Curse bearers? What's that then? It means someone who's gathering souls for the rite of resurrection. You have heard of the rite of resurrection, haven't you? Everybody's talking about it. Color me intrigued. Care to tell me more, miss? What was your name again? Oh, silly me. I'm Ayame Tono. University student. She certainly had no reservations telling us about the rite of resurrection. It'll be worth keeping an eye on her. She could be trouble. He's hiding it well, but I can sense that he's got his guard up. Could there be more to this girl than meets the eye? What, he was with the other guy, and he would have seen her. So she might also remember him. I should ask her what her deal is. She says her name is Ayame. I'd guess she's around 20. She must be brave, walking around alone this late, or maybe there's more to it. There's more to the rite of resurrection than meets the eye, you see. Uh-huh. So the best way to collect soul drakes is to kill other curse bearers. And that's about the size of it. I hope it wasn't too much to follow. No, I think I got the gist. Funny old world we live in, huh? So, are you saying you're one of those curse bearers? No, well, not quite. It's complicated. I'm not, but Yutaro is. Yutaro, is that your boyfriend? Oh, heavens no, just a friend. His full name is Yutaro Namigaki. Well, we're, I suppose you could say partners in crime. Well, funny way of putting it. Very funny. Should I maybe lower the volume again so we don't get sniped from behind or something without noticing? Well, let's see. About Yutaro Namigaki. So where is this Yutaro now? Is he in this room with us right now? Well, about that, he's not actually a curse bearer anymore. So the events of the police guy transpired? He's more like a former curse bearer. Former? How so? I don't really know the details myself, but apparently he lost his curse stone. Typical, right? He makes such a show of being a top student only to flunk where it counts. So now I'm out here looking for curse bearers myself, if you want something done right. Okay. So you just in it for the curse? Trying to resurrect somebody, but you don't want the curse or have the chance to get a curse yourself? So anyway, mind if I ask why you thought I was a curse bearer? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I was so rude. I saw the two of you out late at night, and I suppose I made assumptions. Gotcha. Sorry if we gave you the wrong idea. Out of interest, what was your plan if we did turn out to be curse bearers? Good question, and the answer is I was going to ask you very nicely for your curse stones. And you thought we'd have given them to you, just like that? Well, maybe not, but you know what they say, you never know until you ask. You must really love your boyfriend if you're willing to try something like that risky. Oh goodness, no, we're just friends. My life doesn't revolve around him, you know. Richter just assuming that she's doing that for him. Anyway, you aren't curse bearers, so I'm just bothering you, aren't I? Please ignore me. He lost it. How did he do that? Wasn't with him at the time, so I don't know exactly what happened. All I know is that he came back saying he didn't have it anymore. Although, well, it's strange that you'd probe into that of all things. I'm just the curious sort, that's all. Sorry if it's a touchy subject. No, I don't mind. I don't particularly care about keeping it a secret. Yutaro can be a little irrational sometimes, so I have to keep a little level head on my shoulders. So what are you trying to do with this rite of the resurrection? Well, Yutaro has his own plan all laid out. I don't know if I can get behind it though. It seems, how do I put it, self-centered. I mean, if you've got the chance to resurrect the dead, it would be a waste not to use it on someone that really matters, right? Huh. Trying to resurrect Jesus? So I was planning to steal his curse stone at the last second and use it for myself. Well, until you lost it anyway. Oh, but don't tell Yutaro I was going to do that, okay? I don't think he'd be happy to hear it. Yeah, probably not. Of course, keeping secrets is my business. My, aren't you dashing? Sounds like you really have your heart set on this rite. What were you hoping to use it on? Do you promise you won't laugh? Cross my heart. Well then, let me tell you my master plan. Prepare to be amazed. Ahem. I hope it's Nobunaga, actually. Resurrect Nobunaga. He will steer this country in the right direction again. I mean, she, obviously. From Fate, we know that that's a cool lady. I'm an art student, you see. Woodblock prints are my specialty. Ukiyo-e in particular. Ukiyo-e, huh? You must be a cultured lady. Really? You think so? Everybody says it's a strange interest for a girl to have. You know, people often think of ukiyo-e as some inaccessible high-class art form, but that's actually totally untrue. Back in the Edo period, it was the art of the masses, amusement for the common people. So when you think about it, we feel exactly the same thrills from every brushstroke as they did back then. Isn't that fascinating? Huh, yeah, I guess. And as far as I'm concerned, the undisputed king of ukiyo-e is the one and only Hokusai. Now that's... I couldn't think of the name, but I was wondering if it would be them. Have you heard of him? Her, actually. Have you not played Fate Go? Hokusai is another beautiful lady. Obviously. Sure I have. He's famous. Didn't he live somewhere around here back in the Edo period? Oh. That's right. You're just as knowledgeable as you look. His 36 views of Mount Fuji are so iconic, they're the only works of his most people know. But Hokusai was so much more than this, just mountain and waves. That's only the teeny tiny tip of a veritable iceberg of work. I've got to admit, I only really know him from those landscapes myself. Oh, don't worry about it, anyone can learn. When Hokusai died at the age of 90, well, that's pretty old for somebody from so long ago, right? He left behind over 30,000 drawings. That's multiple drawings a day for 80 years. Amazing, right? Yeah. So he kept on drawing right up to into his old age, huh? Impressive. But even in his final years, he was never satisfied with his own work. His dying words were, "Should heaven afford me but 5 more years, I shall finally become a true artist." Even on his deathbed, he still thought he had more to learn. He was already the greatest painter and artist of his era. Who knows what he could have done with more time? Well, that's what I want to find out. Hold on, are you saying... Besides, he always said he wanted to move out of 100 houses, but he only made it to 93. Isn't that just tragic? Oh. Oh, no. No way this is going where I think it's going. Imagine the masterpieces he could create with modern techniques. I feel all dizzy just thinking about it. You've got to be kidding me. So if I understand correctly, you want to use the rite of resurrection to... That's right, I want to bring Hokusai back to life. Well, that's certainly a novel idea. She's like, this piece of shit wants to do something so stupid while I have my son waiting for me. That's what she'd use it on. What a waste. But also, right, we did get an info drop or something that the longer somebody's been dead, the more it takes or something. Something along those lines, at least. Katsushika Hokusai, a master ukiyo-e artist, 1760 to 1849. Hey, that's not quite 90. I was lied to. Hokusai was active during the late Edo period, considered to be the golden age of ukiyo-e in Japan. Born in Honjo, Hokusai, spent most of his life in the area known as Sumida City. Among his most famous works are the 36 Views of Mount Fuji and the Hokusai manga. That's the 36 views. Hokusai was a prolific artist from a young age and has left behind a wide variety of works, producing an estimated 30,000 pieces during his lifetime. Though the general popularity of ukiyo-e declined during the Meiji period, Hokusai remained a core figure at the center of the Japonism movement, providing inspiration for countless artists around the globe. Despite his fame, Hokusai himself was said to be rather indifferent to money or decorum, and lived a life that quite appropriately resembled that of the whimsical and otherworldly scenes often depicted in ukiyo-e. Though he went by many names in his later years, he took on the title of Gakyo Rojin Manji, or the Old Mad Painter. Hokusai lived to be 90 years old and never lost his passion for art. Oh gosh, is that the time? I should be going. I need to get my hands on a curse bearer before they break. Sorry for flagging you down out of the blue like that. Best of luck. Ayame Tono. Supposedly doesn't have a curse echo right now, but we'll see. Ayame is a young woman working with Yutaro Namayaki. Her love of Katsushika Hokusai and ukiyo-e is so great that she wishes to resurrect him with the rite of resurrection. Ayame is a clever but calculating university student who only has time for her own interests. She is making the best of a recent boom in the popularity of female university students incited by their appearance across TV commercials and radio programs. Ayame is content to ride this trend so long as it allows her to get her hands on whatever she needs and wants in life. Recently, Ayame has figured out that older men will fall for her if she acts a little bit stupid. She was approached by Yutaro Namigaki in town, and although she was not attracted to him, agreed to date him because his family seemed rich. So they are dating. However, she does not think much of him as a human being, and is beginning to grow bored of their relationship. Harsh. But he does seem kind of like a dipshit. Well, there goes trouble. Also, I just remembered I gave that Namigaki guy just about this voice, didn't I? Oh well. If we're going after the cursed stones, let's go with this first one. We should keep an eye on her, too, if we can. No, maybe not them. Why do you say that? Before she left, she wished us best of luck. She's got at least an inkling that we're curse bearers. My. There's a good chance we'll clash sooner or later. We're after the same thing, after all. I mean, there's nobody saying that there can be only one person getting their wish, right? Like, if every curse bearer simply kills 100 people, if one person always kills a 1%, right? And not each other, doesn't that mean all of them get a wish? It's beautiful. I mean, calling it peaceful might not be factual, but it's kind of peaceful. You head on back to the mansion, ma'am. I think I'd tailor for a while. No more curses. Ever again. 3 a.m. Back here again. I left Richter to continue looking for curse bearers, and came home alone. Well, number 5. I can hear the wind rustling in the trees. The old Shigema mansion, we rebuilt it here after the great Kanto earthquake. It's always stayed the same, all these years, even the war didn't touch it. I never liked it growing up. I always wanted to live somewhere more modern. We're here. Will this really be enough to gather the soul drives I need? What if nobody uses any more curses? I'll lose my chance to bring him back. Well, we can't go anywhere else. Nope. Complete the hardware branch of Chapter 1. Huh. It says complete, so will we not even return here? And now this is a little lit up. Well, I mean, now we have an inkling that the janitor is Nejima or whatever. So do we just fucking, make Yako say something like that, even though she doesn't know, because, we can do that. I guess we'll find out. Here? What are you doing, miss? Shouldn't be here. No, you're out for around the edges, but in the room. Let's act a little different. I'm not acting out. What about you? Should you be smoking on school grounds? Well, it ain't lit, so it's alright. It's, an accessory. Hey, don't go changing the subject. There's just no letting my guard down with you. So, why are you here so late? Well, the truth is I forgot something in my classroom. Again, you sure are a piece of work. But you don't have nothing with you. No. Wait, you do? What's that in your hand? Huh? Well, this is what I forgot. Better head straight home. Can't let you walk home alone. Lock things up. But... This doesn't seem like a nice thing to do either, but it is what she kind of demanded, even though we're already kind of late. No, actually, no, at this point we're not late. But it's, doesn't seem nice. I'd say even leaving now would be early, even though kind of we know that she dies, but... I kind of want to do this again just to see if it plays out differently from here, but... Classmates, miracles, not a student... Press the hallway. No? Nothing different? No, so waiting here for 30 minutes or something. Okay, I know. Then let's reload. And leave. Just revert any current. It is possible to experience all the story has to offer without reloading your data. Yeah, but it saves time, doesn't it, in this case? Seems like that was the right choice. Alright, Mr. Jonoichi was actually looking for you inside the main building. What's that? He's here right now. What's he thinking? I don't know. He was in class 3B on the second floor just a bit ago. Well, Well, I suppose that means I can't be locking up yet. Second floor, you said? I'll go take a peek. Be back in a jiff. My house is really close by. I'll be fine on my own, really. That's so. The snack shop, right? Suppose you'll be fine then. Be careful now, you hear? Stay on the big, well-lit streets. If something happens, shout fire. Okay, you worry too much. Well, we wouldn't want to be losing any more students. Though I imagine you'd know that better than anyone. Yes, you're right. So we're gonna go look for Mio ourselves after all, or, did we do that as a distraction so we could look? Or did we actually leave? Yeah, we kind of checking things out from afar. Mio's late. I've been waiting for 20 or 30 minutes, but there's no sign of her. Huh? There's someone coming down the road. That's the professor-teacher guy. Oh no, teacher, it's Mr. Araishi. He looks on edge. I wonder what he's doing. Wait, he's the one who discovered the rite of resurrection. Now, it wouldn't be strange for him to be involved with the curses. Sure wouldn't. Though at this point he might not have his curse anymore, or maybe this is when he kills his first guy. Because it had 1% on it, right? I wonder if he has a curse, so what do I do? But it's way past the 10 minutes Mio said she'd be here by. I managed to escape. I can't let that go to waste. I need to get out of here before anyone sees me. Making a wise decision, probably. Though not very satisfying. Yako's home. I'm home. Thank goodness. I don't think the walk here has ever felt so long. Nobody will be able to use that curse on once it's light outside. I need to go look for Mio as soon as it's morning. But for now, I need some rest. Complete the Yako branch of Chapter 1. And now we can open this one. A threatening phone call. After persuading Araishi, the curse-bearer of the ever-burning lantern, to give up his stone, Tsutsumi and Heryu have obtained all 3 curse stones in total. They continue their investigation of the town in search of the remaining curse-bearers. 4 a.m. Probably won't take too long for daylight to start. Well, with this we'll have visited every place connected to the 7 mysteries. This is the last spot, huh? And we've got nothing to show for it. Even though every last location looked suspect from top to bottom. Maybe we came at the wrong time. There might not have been any curse bearers around. Sounds like we'll need to do another round before morning comes then. Or maybe someone's been observing our movements. What? No way. Just a thought. Either way, we should check out this last place. Is the last place the Kano? The park, basically. The first spot we were ever at. Let's hope we finally get a lead. Well, if it is, then we might find more than a lead. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. But if it's really only him here, then what I said earlier might be true. Whoa, 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 what the hell is this? Is he dead? Damn it, we were too late. Was this a curse too? Yeah, probably. Hang on, I'm going to call this in. I'll leave it to you. I'm going to take a look around. No Yoko, no, butler guy, or whatever. Boss, bad news. What is it? Another mysterious death was reported in the area just now. The medical unit and forensic team are on their way, but it'll be a while before they arrive. Nah, that is bad news. So they got someone else. You think this is the work of a curse bearer? With suspicious deaths popping up one after another, we have to assume it is. Shit, guess we'll be stuck waiting around for a while. Can't look at him. Huh? Boss, that phone is ringing. That's weird. The chapter title definitely didn't clue us in on any of this. He seems distracted by the phone. Boss, the phone. What about it? It's ringing. It sure is. Aren't you going to pick it up? Huh? Why would I? Why wouldn't you? It's super suspicious. But isn't it too suspicious? Any pranksters here looking in on us? I checked the surroundings earlier. There were no signs of curse bearer, or any curse echoes around. The ringing of the phone is the only sound cutting through the quiet park. Suspicious corpse. A young man in his 20s killed in cold blood. He's definitely dead, but I can't quite discern the cause from what I've seen. Drowning, maybe? There are no obvious external wounds, but what is that leaking from his mouth? Water? What is this? There's something stuck to the side of the phone. Oh! Didn't expect that. Come on, boss. That's not what we're supposed to be searching for. EP. It's like smoking a mackerel or something. Alright, fine. But what if we wait again? Okay. Well, we better go check it out. You're right, but be careful, it could be a curse. Hey, I said we. You expect me to go alone? You're the one who's tough against this stuff. Don't worry, boss, you can do it. Go on now. Damn it. I still think there's a chance that Erio is a bad guy in some way, but we'll see. Hello? Kinshibari Park phone booth. Evening, Detective Tsutsumi. How are things looking out there? Who is this? I finally got him, the real deal Detective Tetsuo Tsutsumi himself. Ah, wait, that's Chief Inspector Tsutsumi now, isn't it? You've come a long way since we last met. I asked you to identify yourself. Man, have you forgotten already after all the time we spent together? Is it Nejima? What a time that was, as I recall. I gave you quite the runaround. Wait, is this... Fumichika Nejima? What? Did you just say Fumichika Nejima? Like the one from the Nejima murders? No, another one. Ding. Ding, 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 ding. Or maybe ding, ding, ding. You got it. I had a feeling that the great Chief Tsutsumi would remember me. I spent 20 long years in a cell thanks to you. No, you did that thanks to your own crimes. That shit was not easy. You should be thanking me. Should have given you plenty of time to think and atone for your sins. Ha 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 ha, that it did. I've repented. My conscience is clean as a whistle. Bullshit. 20 years in prison doesn't even begin to make up for the shit you did. I don't know about that. After all, the justice system was gracious enough to grant me parole. What? If this is the real Fumichika Nejima, he must still have a grudge against me for arresting him. And maybe if, the lady who found the hand. So is this payback? Damn it. How did you find me? How do you know where I am? Wahahaha, that's my favorite part. The sound of confusion in your voice, it's to die for. This is delicious. I can't get enough. I'm not telling you shit. Have fun racking your tiny little brain for it. What is your goal? Now, you gotta understand. I've repented, seen the light. I've been a good boy since I was granted parole. I've even got myself a job. I've been real serious about walking the right path. Well, that's very nice. Keep it up. But it was no good. When the opportunity arose, it was impossible to hold myself back. I knew I had to give you a little token of thanks, or I'd never truly be able to have a fresh start. Do you get what I'm saying? No thanks, I don't need anything. No need to do all that for me. Just try to live a good, quiet life. Oh, it's no hassle at all. It would be all too easy to just kill you, to tear you apart. But that wouldn't be very satisfying, certainly not after 20 fucking years of waiting. That's a long time to nurture a grudge. You fucking bet it is. I let it gnaw at me, grow inside of me. I thought of nothing else. All that time I played model prisoner, endured the harassment those asshole guards threw at me. And I did it all for you, Tsutsumi. So please just accept my deepest and most sincere feelings. Sorry, but I'm afraid I don't feel the same way about you. Shut the fuck up, that attitude of yours is why I'm saving you for last. Last, huh? What are you planning? Whatever it is, bring it on, I'm not running away. I just told you I'm not coming for you yet. Pay attention when people talk, shithead. You see, this time I want to see you on your knees, weeping in despair, begging for me for mercy. Wow, no, I'm so sorry, dear Nejima. Please forgive me, I won't do it again. Shut the fuck up, this is exactly why I've always hated you so fucking much. It was worth a shot. Did you really think that would sate me, asshole? You must be crazy. Well then, we're both crazy. We've got so much in common, we should be friends. Enjoy cracking your jokes while you still can. I'm going to kill everyone you care about, one by one, till there's no one left. Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm a lone wolf. I don't have anyone like that in my life. Boss, what about me? Or wait, are you just trying to protect me? Shut the fuck up, Ario. There's not a single person you care about? I wonder what your sweet daughter would think if she were to hear that. Yeah. Don't you fucking dare, I'm warning you. Oh, very nice. This is more like it. She's living all on her own now, isn't she? Attending university and all. Such a good girl. Oh my, don't tell me that she just happens to live in Honjo. What? She does? No, forget it. This isn't funny, asshole. I'm going to find you and make you pay. Ah, I love it. Keep going. I want to hear you lose your mind. It's music to my ears. Ah, fuck you. I look forward to chopping up your precious daughter. It'll be just like old times. I won't let that happen. I look forward to chopping up your... Okay, well... I guess I could give you a little hint. Go on. Well, you see. I have the one-sided reed. Tsutsumi, you have the Evergreen Beach, no? Nejima, you're a curse bearer. You're using the power of the curse. Indeed, and what a peculiar curse it is. But that's where my hints end. God damn it, the curse I couldn't have fallen into worse hands. One more thing we should discuss. In fact, it's the most important thing. I thought you were finally going to shut up. I'm already sick of you, so I'll pass. Oh, but you don't want to miss this. It's the main course. I could just go after your daughter, but something tells me you'd get bored. No, I'm good. You got me real fired up. You had my head. Well done. But this is a gift tailor-made for you. I'm going to kill all the people you swore to protect, every last person living here. You couldn't. Oh, but with this curse of mine I can. I'll give you until dusk. By then I could probably get a couple hundred people or so. And it'll all be your fault. Oh, it must be so hard to know they'll all die because of you. So tragic. It must be tearing you apart. Wahaha. Don't fuck with me. There's no way an amateur like you could pull off a curse that strong. Is he an amateur, though? Unfortunately for you, I absolutely can. My curse stone is a particularly strong one. Which means I can have my fun without needing to hold back on one bit. It's almost like the Feast of Shadows was cast just for me. So you're the one, not the one who cast it, at least. You're surprisingly well informed about this. Who was it that tipped you off? Who knows? Then how about I kill myself first and ruin all your fun? What about that, asshole? Idiot, you think I'd call it off just because you were dead? There's no running away for you. I'll find you. I won't let you get away with this, Nejima. You've got 12 hours. Do you really think your paltry little organization would be able to make a dent in my plans? Oh, for the sacrifice. The sacrifice made will be heavy. I can't wait to see you sobbing with regret. And I'll even have enough soul dregs to pull off the rite of resurrection. How splendid. Wait, Nejima, you're after the... Anyway, see you around. Bye-bye now. Boss. Hey, Ryo, did you catch all that? Nejima, what is he planning? Who knows? For now, we need to find him and get him into custody. Send word to HQ. But the fact that the 7 mysteries were wrapped up in this is gonna make things tricky. You mean with Nejima being a curse bearer? Just our luck, really. Couldn't have been a worse guy. Sounds like his curse will be able to kill a lot of people at once. I'd like to avoid getting our investigators caught in the crossfire. Shouldn't we be able to get the identity of Nejima, if it really is him? Shouldn't that be a thing we can do? We'll use them to find out where he is, but then we're going in alone. We should try to collect as many curse stones as we can before then. Let's hurry. Aye aye, boss. Later. It was reported that a total of 3 suspicious deaths were discovered that night. Nejima's threats, along with the curses, were kept secret from the general public. However, the Honjo serial killings still made international headlines following the death of police officer Hajime Yoshimi. At Tsutsumi's request, a large-scale investigation was launched into Fumichika Nejima's whereabouts. Tsutsumi and Ryo themselves spent the rest of the night looking for curse-bearers in the area, but their search ended in vain. Well, shit. And with that, the curtain closed on that cursed night. 12 hours to sunset. Complete the Tsutsumi branch of Chapter 1. Oh, now we're going into Chapter 2. Hitomi's help. Hitomi is the girl that was in the classroom with the teacher, right? The delinquent girl. I guess let's go in a slightly different order from last time, right? Last time we started with this guy. Now let's go here. Being her friend from the dead means she'll have to pay the price. Yako makes it home safely, but still isn't sure about how to proceed with her curse. She's worried about Mio as the night passes. That sure looks like her, but is it? 8 a.m. Not human hours. I was up at 8 a.m. today. It sucked. But I went back to sleep. Well, not really back to sleep. I stayed up until 9 a.m. because a fucking mechanic was supposed to show up at around 8. And nobody else was going to be home. And nobody fucking showed up. So I was awake for that entire time for no good reason. And then I slept only like 4 hours or something. Fucking assholes. Anyway. Oh, good morning, Echo. Huh? Echo, rise and shine. Huh? You're up. Huh? It's morning? Are you okay? Can you remember your name? Duh, I'm... I want to pick a funny answer. But let's see if we get a correct sound from this. No. Oops. The Spectre of the Spirit Board. Yes, I am the Spectre of the Spirit Board. No, don't fall back asleep. You must still be dreaming. Wake up. Yes, I'm Miyako Sakazaki. Wait, now we did get a good sound. What?
Good. Oh, Mio, thanks for last night. Was everything okay? Yep, still alive. I couldn't dispel the curse echo or learn the identity of who used it, but I managed to at least get away.
That's the most important part. Unless their ability is to take your flesh and your form, and now you're fake.
But in that situation, it's the best you can hope for. I'm sorry I got you involved in something so dangerous. I meant to look for you as soon as the sun rose, but I was just so sleepy. I can't even remember when I fell asleep. It's okay. It's only natural to be exhausted after what you went through. Besides, I also feel bad that you've been wrapped up in all of this. It's supposed to be my job to prevent that from happening. Oh yeah, you said something about that last night. Just, who are you exactly, Mio? The truth is, I've been trained in things having to do with the supernatural. Huh? You mean you can learn that kind of stuff like you would with flower arranging? I had quite the eventful childhood. Huh, that sounds like it must have been tough. Yes, it would take a long time to explain, so I'll leave it at that for now. As fate would have it, I've ended up as the apprentice, or maybe more like assistant, to a notable paranormal expert. Schools have always had more paranormal disturbances because young people tend to be more susceptible to these things. I'm sent to schools that may experience something paranormal and put a stop to it before it happens. Wow, that's amazing. So it's like a part-time job you do while also being a student? Well, I do help maintain public order, but it's all part of my training, so I don't get any money.
That sounds fucked up.
Oh, you've got it rough then. But still, that really is amazing. You were so cool when you faced off against the evil spirit. I never know if I should be happy when you compliment me like that. Of course. But anyway, that's why it's up to me to resolve any paranormal issues at the school. And why I'm going to look into the cause of all this. But for now, let's head to school. Yeah.
Just go back to school like nothing happened.
Oh, do you have your curse stone? Now that it's daytime and its power is diminished, I should be able to hold on to it. Want to give it a try? Right, I do have it, but... Yako? Is it really so wrong, trying to bring Michio back, I mean? I can't approve of it. The rite may seem like a dream come true, but if it involves taking the lives of other people, then... Yeah, true. I want to make sure this whole ritual ends without anyone getting hurt. That's what I believe and what I'll put before anything else. I'm sorry, but is it okay if I hold on to it? If I hold on to it? Yako. I promise I won't use the curse no matter what, but maybe there's some other way. I just have this feeling that I shouldn't give up on the possibility just yet. That said, I'll help you, even if it's to stop the curses. For the Michio that still exists within me, I'd settle things so that we can move forward. Okay, but if you ever feel in danger, you can give me the curse stone at any point. Right, thank you, Mio. Okay then, let's go.
Candy shop, Sennoya. Wait, actually there was something else. Shit. There. Oh, just more mockingbirds.
Yay.
Still 8 a.m. Is there a cop?
Huh? I thought it unusually noisy. There's a big group of people and police in front of the school. Did something happen? If the police are here, then something must have. I'll go ask. Thanks.
Why not go together?
This isn't good. Huh? What happened? Don't panic, okay? The first teacher who came to work this morning found something. Okay. Mr. Jonoichi was found dead in the middle of the school grounds. What? They're closing the school for today. But that's not all. I didn't know this either, since I didn't watch the morning news, but rumors are spreading that a number of bodies were found nearby. What? There's no way. Why? Could it be because of the curse? We don't know enough to say. From what I heard, Mr. Jonoichi's body was in the middle of the grounds, but his body was covered in bruises, like he'd fallen from somewhere high.
Wait, isn't that our curse? Wait, what curse do we have again? I thought it was that one. No! Wait, no! Yeah, no, wait. Hold on, let me check. It's the Fool's Procession. Fatally Fall. Yeah, cursed by Fatal Fall. Strange. Maybe there can be multiple of one curse?
Weird. Taking into account this unnatural death and the timing, it's very likely it has something to do with the curse. You're saying someone used their curse on him last night? Seems like it, doesn't it? But that's so scary. Yeesh, so the curses really do kill people.
Maybe it was her and she didn't even notice, and that's why she was so out of it. You know, maybe she doesn't remember doing it. I don't know. Maybe the reed or whatever, the half, the whatever it's called again. Maybe it has the power to use other people's curses or something, control curse users.
And someone used it.
Even though we did see, you know, in the alternative events of this run here, that she was missing a leg and maybe something else. Just like the reed thing would maybe imply.
So maybe that's not it. I don't know. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Shh, keep your voice down, okay? What would happen if another curse bearer hurt you? Eep, sorry.
Kohei Jonoichi.
His deceased body was discovered in the school grounds.
Understood, and nothing has changed, I guess.
I wish we had a little more information, but they've locked up the front gate. Maybe we could sneak in through the back entrance. That person over there, isn't that Hitomi Okuda? You're right, that's unusual. But she was at the school last night too.
Ayo, rival. I am trying to win. I'm not sure how well it's working.
She must know something about Mr. Jonoichi. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, Mio, wait for me. Huh. So you're telling me the two of you were the ones at the school last night? No sense hiding it then. Plus, I owe you one, Mio. I'll tell you everything I know. Thank you.
What do you mean you're? Josie?
Oh, yeah, right after I transferred here, there was a bit of trouble. She gave me one of those, what's it called? Or exorcisms. Huh, so that's what that was? What it was?
Like it was the most normal thing in the world.
Hitomi, were you possessed by some kind of evil spirit? I don't understand it too well myself, but I can say for sure that what I can say for sure is, thanks to Mio, the weird symptoms that were happening to me all went away. Yep, some people are born with a natural sensitivity to the paranormal. They tend to end up isolated as they struggle to relate to the people around them. They also tend to draw spirits to them naturally. This can cause strange symptoms they don't understand, like headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations, even memory problems.
Memory problems.
I'm sure it must have been very hard. So that's how it works, huh? Do people also have their personality taken over when possessed too? It is possible with spirits who have a very close relationship to their target, like siblings or parents or a parent and child.
So maybe the Nejima guy isn't really Nejima, but a relative of his, like a brother or something. I don't know. the janitor, I mean.
But you...
or maybe, I don't know, too much speculation.
But you almost never hear about people being taken over completely. It's when the two parties aren't in sync that those negative effects can start to appear. So the seances or whatever you see on TV are all bogus? Not quite. There are mediums and diviners who can align their minds with the spirits they call. Though there are people on TV who are just putting on a performance. Huh. There are people who in life had extremely powerful spirit senses, or a deep connection with a person. But even they shouldn't be able to completely take over the person they possess. And even if they could, it'd only be enough to pressure them to choose certain behaviors that wouldn't be unusual for them to do on their own to begin with.
Only be able to pressure them into things. Who could that maybe apply to? I don't know.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you not know if you were choosing that behavior of your own or own will or not? Hence why there are lots of cases where people don't even realize they're possessed. Though the spirit may influence the behavior and memories of the host. The deeper their connection in life, the easier it is for that to occur.
So maybe we are the spirit of somebody related to this case. Dun dun dun.
I see. Getting possessed by a spirit is pretty complicated, huh? It must have been tough for you being possessed for so long, Hitomi. Whatever might happen to me doesn't make any difference. Me being able to see spirits and stuff has nothing to do with how things ended up like this. Yeah. It's not like being able to see them is your fault either. The same goes for me. Maybe it's just something we have to live with. I think you have a knack for it yourself, Yako. I bet you could see them too, with a little training. I think I may pass.
Well, the experiences last night were pretty spooky.
So that's why you do the job you do then, huh, Mio? I thought she was a weirdo when she showed up, all of a sudden, saying she was gonna exorcise me. If you hadn't said anything, I probably would have knocked your lights out. You tried to perform an exorcism on her without telling her anything? You see, in my experience, most people don't understand no matter how much I explain. They only accept my explanation after they see the result. Huh, I guess that makes sense.
But it still seems like a weird approach.
Did you hear about Mr. Jonoichi? Heard about it? I've known about it since last night. I saw that asshole bite it on the school grounds myself. What? You saw it happen? Tell us about it. What happened exactly? Don't really know myself. It was pitch black. What can I tell you? It was almost dawn, probably around 3. He started freaking out all of a sudden, ran out on the ground like something was chasing him, then screamed, "Ah, somebody help me, forgive me, Michio."
So he thought Michio was the one cursing him, which probably wasn't the case. Maybe we're the spirit of Michio. Or the boy, or the other woman, the other girl that died at Nijima's hands, or somebody else unrelated to any of that.
Or something like that while he was running around. Michio? He mentioned Michio? Was there anyone else out on the grounds? It was too dark to see from where I was. But for just a second I think I saw a girl in a school uniform with her hair in braids.
Huh.
Oh? I didn't go out to make sure, so it could have been nothing for all I know.
Definitely completely nothing.
Then I heard him begging for his life like, "I was wrong and I'll do anything." Then all of a sudden his arms and legs snapped, even though he was just standing there. His arms and legs broke without anything being done to him. He fell over and quit moving, so I thought I'd better get out of there.
Probably a smart move.
Then he croaked. That's all I saw. I see. But from what you've told us, it almost sounds like Michio's ghost chased down Mr. Jonouchi and killed him. Hell if I know anything about that. I'm just telling you what I heard him say.
That's what he believed, probably.
Did you tell that story to the police? Nope, and I ain't gonna. Can't count on them for shit. Not like they'd believe such an insane story anyways.
Well, most of them, yeah.
Right. But there must be at least one person in the police worth trusting, right?
Well, there is one guy I can think of.
Yeah, I guess. There was this one cop who always got on my case about stuff.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we're his spirit.
But he died just the other day. Oh, he did? I'm sorry to hear that. Everyone who gets involved with me ends up dead. Maybe I really am cursed. Pisses me off. You've got it all wrong. The spirits that possessed you wasn't that kind of spirit. Huh? It wasn't? Yeah, this was just an unfortunate coincidence. Though I'm sure that was hard enough for you.
So what kind of spirit was it?
That's all I know about that asshole's death. Hey Mio, I've been thinking of something. The way she described it reminded me of something. The way Mr. Jonouchi died, it sounded a lot like how Michio died. Of course, I didn't see it myself, but the state Michio's body was in, it was like she had fallen from high up. Could they have been killed by the same curse? I don't think so. The curses of the Seven Mysteries had manifested when she died.
So you're saying there's no chance that other curses were already active beforehand? It kind of seemed like they were, with some of the deaths that we know about. But hey, I don't know.
And if we can trust what the spirit board said, then Michio died in an accident. Oh, right. That's all I know about that now. You told me last night before you witnessed Mr. Jonouchi's collapse. Can I ask what he and you were doing in the classroom? You gonna tell the cops? All right, with everything that happened with Mr. Jonouchi. Will they suspect you if we told them we saw you with him that night? Anytime something happens with someone like me, all those shitty adults start jumping to conclusions. I understand. I won't tell them. You wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. If you say so, then I don't mind telling you about it. So last night, that piece of shit Jonouchi called me over here, acting like he was gonna attack me or something. What? How terrible. Whatever, I'm glad he's dead. He had it coming.
What exactly was he doing?
Calling people worthless and cancer on society when he doesn't know shit about them?
Whoa, dude, that is definitely not behavior fit for a teacher. Or anybody, really.
That asshole was the one always acting like scum, if you ask me. Is that so? Could you tell us in more detail why he called you out in the middle of the night? It's hard to explain. Where to start?
Continue on this.
It's hard to explain. Where to start?
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna start with this then.
What did you mean by Mr. Jonouchi acting like scum? Was he doing something bad? You know Michio Shiraishi, right? The girl who killed herself? Huh? Michio? I don't know everything, but that creep of a teacher had some dirt on her. And he was using it to blackmail her, call her up after school and make her do whatever he wanted. What? What do you mean when you say whatever he wanted? I'll leave it to your imagination. Nothing that couple model students like you would ever get involved with.
That fucking piece of shit.
No way, that's... How? What do you mean by dirt? I don't know anything about this. How could I not have known about this? Yako, I know how you feel, but try to calm down. You got guts acting like you were her friend. Jono, she really did a number on both Michio's body and soul. She probably felt she couldn't tell anyone, like she had to suffer alone. No, how terrible. Hitomi, how do you know about this? I just happened to walk in on it. Oh. I know the spots around school people go to when they want to stay out of sight. He ran off in a panic when I yelled at him, asking what he was doing. Shit, dude. Walked in on it? In on it?
Girl in braids.
I couldn't just leave her alone, looking like she was about to cry, so I stuck around for a bit. She told me everything that happened in whispers. She probably figured I wasn't the type to spread that stuff around.
And right she was.
But she never asked for my help. She told me that she was fine and to keep it a secret. Michio, why? She probably thought she just had to grit her teeth till it was through.
What if we're the spirit of Hokusai, actually? Wouldn't that be the twist?
She was naive. I tried to tell her that if you give guys like that an inch, they'll take a mile. She kept saying about how it was her punishment, she was soft. No.
Doesn't sound like she wanted the boy to die and all that, right? But still felt guilty. That's my read on that for now.
Of course, Jonoji didn't change. He kept on doing what he was doing. I don't understand either of them, but that's as much as I was involved. And then she killed herself. Nothing I can do about it now. Hitomi, if you knew about it, then why didn't you? You're trying to say it's my fault. She told me not to say anything. She told me she was fine. So what the hell was more responsibility do I have other than what I already did? Yako, there's no point blaming Hitomi. Michio, why?
That's extremely fucked up.
It's hard to explain where to start. Did you hear what this dirt was? Nope, never heard what it was. But from the sound of it, he'd been blackmailing her since about a year ago. But that long?
Wait. Since about a year ago. So actually, how did he find out about it then? Wasn't this case like... Wait, no. No, wait, the boy was 11. Right, yeah, no. The case was actually only a year ago. Yeah, that's right. The boy was 11. Yeah. Yeah. Had things confused in my brain for a second.
But that long? That dick probably caught her doing something she shouldn't have been. She looked well behaved, but there's more to a person than meets the eye, you know? There must be some reason. Dunno, got nothing to do with me. So last night, how did it start? Alright. Remember that noisy cop I mentioned who was always on my case? He died at the former Yasuda Gardens a couple days ago. Yoshima was his name. He was part of the juvenile division. He didn't look like a cop at all. Real rough guy, but good at looking out for folks. So he was the only one I could talk to. Huh, so there was someone like that with the police. Too bad he ended up dying. Oh, another thing. One time he suddenly introduced his fiancée to me. It was hilarious seeing a big guy like that act like a shy little kid all of a sudden. She told me that she was like me when she was my age and that she was on my side. It must have been a terrible loss for her too.
I'm assuming we'll meet her someday, maybe?
Yeah, I do feel a little bad for her when I think about how sad she must be. And I saw him at the gardens the night he died.
Oh.
Oh no. Whenever I would get worked up over something, Yoshimi always took me straight to the park. Then he'd listen to whatever I was pissed off about. That day he called me over just there like usual. But something seemed off about him, like he was worried about something. Worried about something? Yeah, he asked me for a favor too. That was pretty unusual. A favor? What kind of favor? He handed me a weird talisman and asked me to hold on to it for him. A talisman? Yeah, just a normal good luck charm. I figured if that's it, then sure, I'll take it. I have it with me now. But that wasn't all. Then he told me that he wanted me to look for a talisman Michio Shiraishi had that looked like this one.
Oh.
Huh? Michio? What does she have to do with this? Yoshimi had been meeting up and talking with her. While they were together, he noticed that she had like a special talisman or something. But apparently Michio always avoided the subject. A talisman that Michio had? He knew that I knew her, so that's why he asked me, he said. Could there have been something that Michio couldn't tell even the police about?
Even the police, as if people were so willing to tell the police stuff, personal stuff.
I know things at home were a little complicated. From what I heard, Michio was keeping her mouth shut about what Jonoichi was doing to her. Hard to talk with the cops when someone's got dirt on you. And I didn't squeal or anything about Michio either. Michio, what is it that you had such a strong grip on you? So basically, Yoshimi didn't just have his eye on Michio, but her talisman too. But after she died, he didn't know where it ended up.
What was he chasing?
So since I knew her from school, he wanted me to look into it for him. Yes, is there something special about the two talismans? I wonder why he gave it to you. Hell if I know. When I looked inside it, there's just a weird kind of grimy scrap of wood.
Oh.
So you've seen inside it. But from the way he was acting, it seemed important to him somehow. To be honest, that was what he was asking is such a pain in the ass. I figured he had to be serious about it. No, and since he died right after that. Yeah, he even said to me, if anything happens to me, take those two talismans. Give them to a guy named Nakagoshi at the police department. Knowing what I know now, he probably felt that something was gonna happen to him. Nakagoshi? Do you know him, Mio? No, I've just heard the name, I think. So there really is a Nakagoshi. That's a relief, at least.
Is Nakagoshi Tsutsumi or Saderio, or who was that again? Persons. No, wait, Nakagoshi? No, wait. Wait. Why don't we have anybody with that name in here? I'm pretty sure we've heard that name. Oh. Right, he's Tetsuo. He's Juneri. Nakagoshi.
What's Nakagoshi again?
That's not the name of... Yeah, no, that's not the name. Who was it again? Shit!
Anyway, it didn't feel right just ignoring a dead guy's last request. Hey, Tommy. Yeah? That talisman, would you mind if I had a look at it? Sorry, but I don't trust you all that much yet. It's important to me. Oh, okay.
Fair, I suppose.
So, last night you were looking for the talisman Michio had? Yeah. And I figured that piece of garbage teacher would know the most about Michio. I asked him yesterday afternoon if he knew anything about her talisman. He gave me some cryptic response like, I can't talk about it now. Come to the school tonight. He even gave me the code to the lock on the back entrance.
Huh.
He seemed pretty willing to give it out, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's used it for secret meetings before. Yeah, I can only imagine. We climbed over the front gate to get in. We climbed over. So yeah, we met up in the classroom in the middle of the night. But nothing he said made any sense. Like, I was really Michio and stuff like that.
Huh.
He went on and on about how it was my fault and that if only I hadn't been around or something. He grabbed a hold of me, breathing heavily. Wait, you okay? Yeah, that's right, when you two showed up. Yeah, that's right, when you two showed up. I was able to get away while Jonoichi was freaking out. Oh my gosh, good thing you got away. So that's really all thanks to you two that I got away. But I didn't get any info about the talisman, so the whole thing was just sort of a bust. Afterward, I was wondering what you two were up to, so I hid nearby. Then I saw you and old man Ashiyama talking, and then Mio showed up. Oh, you did? That's also when I saw Jonoichi come back outside and bite it. I see. So you were only here to look for Michio's talisman? I was dumb to fall for that creep Jonoichi's trap so easily. It could have gone a lot worse, but I lucked out. What you described does sound like Michio killed Mr. Jonoichi.
Does it?
She did have a reason to hate him, after all. No way, you mean that really was her ghost, like for real? Those who die bearing strong resentment or regret can occasionally become spirits, either bound to a place or roaming freely. However, it'd usually be impossible for them to kill the living. Most don't have that kind of power. But it's possible they could possess someone close to them to act on those lingering regrets. Huh, wonder if that's what happened.
Like possessing Yako. But wait, that must have happened. I guess would it have happened after she... No, it might line up.
Huh, wonder if that's what happened. Alright, then supposing what the spirit board said is true and Michio's death was an accident, then she must have had some regrets. If she really hadn't given up on living, that is. I don't think she was the kind of girl who would just give up no matter what situation. I don't really know, but she didn't seem like she had something tormenting her so much that she'd kill herself. And that's all I know. Happy? I still gotta look for the talisman. Sure, thank you, Itomi. Oh, if you two find out anything about Michio's talisman, we'll be sure to let you know. Thanks. Oh, can we get your contact info? Where can we normally find you? Right, I'm not home most of the time. Usually I'm at a friend's place. Here's the phone number.
Oh.
Thanks. We'll call her if we need to talk with you.
That reminds me that back in the day I used to know all kinds of phone numbers of my friend and shit. Now I don't know a single one other than my own and I guess my home line, which is also completely irrelevant at this point.
And, what is it? You're easier to talk to than I imagined. I was kinda scared at first, but not anymore.
She's so blunt.
Shut up, you were the one avoiding me. Anyway, catch you later, and don't die out there, okay? Thanks, we'll be careful.
Careful-ish.
Alright then. We got a lot of new information. Sounds like Mr. Jonoichi was killed by a curse, just as we thought. Which means there was a curse bearer at the school. Multiple, in fact. Multiple? You think so? Yes, the curse echo we experienced in the school and the one that killed Mr. Jonoichi seem to be different. The people in the school at the time other than us were Mr. Jonoichi, Hitomi, and old man Ashiyama, who you ran into.
Ashimiya, actually, not Ashiyama.
I was thinking of being among them, but there was one more person. Hitomi saw a girl in a school uniform with braids. From what Hitomi was saying, it doesn't seem like she's one.
Oh, she's a curse bearer, right?
Mr. Jonoichi is pretty suspicious, though. If he were a curse bearer, it would certainly explain why he was killed. Right, that's why I say there are multiple. Alright, the person who killed Mr. Jonoichi would have to be one too. Which means it must be either the mysterious girl or old man Ashimiya. Yeah, we should certainly be careful of them, that said. The mysterious girl and the fact that Mr. Jonoichi thought it was Michio that was attacking him has me wondering. Of course, I doubt Michio herself was actually there, but... Oh, I just remembered. I also saw Mr. Araishi outside the main gate last night. You did? It's likely he's involved with the curses, given that he's the one doing research on the rite of resurrection.
Oh wait, Mio said that. Whatever.
So we'll have to be careful of Old Man Ashimiya and Mr. Araishi. I want to believe that not all curse bearers will be hostile, but...
Well, at least the police guy shouldn't be.
As for what to do now, I'd like to find out who is responsible for the Feast of Shadows that set this off and how they did it. I don't think we'll be able to end this without stopping it at its source. Huh, that makes sense. In which case, next we should do what exactly? We'll need to talk with Mr. Araishi. He definitely knows something. It should be safer during the day, so I think we should try to look for him. Got it. I'll help in any way I can. But the school is closed. I wonder where he could be. Let's try heading someplace someone may know where he is. Where to go then?
Damn, that's a lot of options.
Huh.
I had this thought. Oh, sorry. Oh, no. I wanted to open up the storage chat just to illustrate it better, I guess, but I had this thought that maybe we're not just one spirit, but each of the protagonists has a different spirit possessing them. But then that wouldn't explain why we have the shared memories, unless the spirits communicate with one another or something. But, yeah, I don't know. Start at the gardens. And so, Mio Kurosuzu and Yako Sakazaki decided on their next location to investigate. Does it not matter which location I pick? I guess let's try somewhere else. No, it's doing that upward fade away again. And so... yeah, I'm thinking it doesn't matter where I pick, but I'm gonna try one more location. And it's gonna be... Ryogoku Bridge. No, wait. Komagata Bridge. No. Ryogoku. Komagata. Ryogoku. Komagata. And we're fading out. And so... well, alright then. I guess we're gonna tackle this next. But... I think this might be a good stopping point then. With all of the reading and stuff, it's, kind of tiring. So I might keep these a little shorter, even though this isn't much shorter. But, let's end it here. And resume with full vigor again the next time. So for today... thank you for watching, hanging out, and surviving the first night with me. And I hope you'll join me again sometime. Probably tomorrow, when we do more investigating and all that stuff. If I don't stream tomorrow for some reason, then I probably also won't be streaming on Sunday. I mean, either way, I probably won't be streaming on Sunday. But But just so you know that if I don't stream tomorrow, I'll also be gone on Sunday, because that's D&D day. D&D. But yeah, should probably be back tomorrow. I'm gonna find out more about this mystery tomorrow. And we'll do that together, isn't that right? Yep, you would never leave me alone. That would be very rude of you. You don't want to be rude. Or else my curse activates. But yeah, until we meet again, I say Otsukaresama. Bye-bye.